You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It is a gorgeous day here in the Bronx, and it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. Today, it's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim against the New York Yankees in the final game of a four-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Ken Singleton and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees have won 4 in a row. The last 2 games against the Angels, they've had laughers, which is what they needed, and the guy that's been in the middle of it is Alfonso Soriano. And the strange thing is, Paul, if you look at all the damage he's done, for some reason the Angels think they're going to sneak fastballs by him.
It's kind of a mystery to me, too. But, you know, Soriano's always been a fastball hitter, and there are times in the count that you're going to see fastballs. But you see here, the problem with these fastballs is they're over the middle of the plate, and every once in a while, Jared Weaver last night, when you're the ace, you have enough of an ego that you're going to go right back after somebody. It cost him a couple extra earned runs last night. Soriano's on a tear.
And again, they try to sneak that fastball by him, and he does damage with it. Historic damage, to tell you the truth, and we'll hear more about him in just a moment. Let's take a look now at the New York Lottery pitching matchup. Will C.J. Wilson learn his lesson? He gets to start for the Angels, and for the Yankees, it's Phil Hughes, 4-11, 4.99. And Kenny, Phil is really struggling.
Yeah, this is a tale of 2 pitchers going in opposite directions. First, Phil Hughes. He's lost his last 7 decisions here at Yankee Stadium. This is the most recent against the Detroit Tigers. Gave up a couple of home runs. That was Miguel Cabrera. Well, he's hitting them against everybody, but Austin Jackson gets into one as well. The home run has been a big problem for Phil Hughes here in the Bronx. We all know that. On the other hand, you have C.J. Wilson going for the Angels today, and he has won 8 of his last 9 decisions, including his last start. On this road trip in Cleveland, he struck out 6. He's got great stuff. Tremendous cutter right there for a strikeout. He had 6 strikeouts in that game against the Indians.
And again, he will have to deal with that man, Alfonso Soriano. When we get back, Meredith Marakovitz will delve deeper into the 2 games that he's had. A historic one yesterday. That's coming up next, right here on Yes.
The Yankees baseball, where the Yanks will go for the sweep of the Angels this afternoon. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. Alfonso Soriano's offensive production has been unbelievable lately. On Tuesday and Wednesday, he set career highs in RBIs with 6 and 7 respectively. You can certainly call that production amazing, but it's also been historical. He's just the 3rd player in Major League history to have games where he had 6 RBI nights back-to-back. He's also had back-to-back multi-home run games, the 5th Yankee in the last 50 years to accomplish that feat, and he's driven in 13 second most in New York Yankee history. You look at the numbers: 6 for 9, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, 6 runs scored. Certainly something that the Yankees will take, but according to manager Joe Girardi, that is no easy task to accomplish.
It's pretty hard to do. I don't care how good you're swinging the bat. To have 13 RBIs in 2 days is really hard, but it's been huge for us.
It's been amazing. The guy's swinging a great bat, and every time he goes up there, you're expecting something big to happen, which is a good feeling to have, especially if it's the guys on your team. And Soriano's been doing that for the past few games.
It's pretty impressive, and you know, surprised last night when I saw it. That's the first time he's ever had 6 RBIs, and for him to get it in back-to-back nights, as many games as he's played, as great of a career as he had, it's pretty unbelievable. But you know, when he gets hot, he's as good as anybody, and right now we're just hoping he can keep it rolling.
Soriano's not the only one that's been getting it done in the batter's box. The Yankees have scored a combined 25 runs over the last 2 days. Will it continue today against C.J. Wilson? Well, time will tell, but for now we're going to take a quick step aside. Michael Kay, Paul O'Neill, and Ken Singleton coming back with Lineup's First Pitch Baseball right here on Yes.
Day here in New York City. Great day for a matinee. The Yankees and the Angels. Yankees have taken the field. Phil Hughes is taking his warm-ups. And why don't we take a look at the Angels starting lineup? J.B. Shuck in left field will lead off, batting second, playing right field Cole Calhoun. Mike Trout in center field will hit third. The cleanup hitter, DH Josh Hamilton. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing first base, Mark Trumbo. Hank Conger will catch, he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing third base, Chris Nelson. Yankee right-hander Phil Hughes. Those are his numbers. This is his 23rd start, in ERA a smidge under 5. And let's do it here in the Bronx. Pitch is inside. 1-0, we're underway. .283 batting average against, 100 strikeouts in 119 innings, 132 hits. The 1-0 to Shuck. There's a strike. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Well, if you don't like negative scouting reports, you better cover your ears. I'm sorry. Stadium struggles. 1-8 with a 6 over a 6 ERA in the last 12 starts. Hindered by homers. Since 2012, he's given up 57 home runs, which is tied for most in the MLB. In 1-10, he has just 1 win in his last 10 starts. So the negative stuff's over. He can turn it all around, win some big games down the stretch. Okay.
Time to make the push.
Line drive, a base hit. Shuck started off with a single.
Setting up for the double play, Ken.
It would come in handy. This Shuck, he's on his way of maybe being Rookie of the Year. He's got 87 hits now. It's the most of any rookie in the American League. And he's 6 for 15 in this series.
Kind of pushing towards that 300 average, too. Huh?
Yeah, he is.
Where is he now?
290, getting right next to it.
295. And there's a strike to Calhoun.
The Angels have a couple of young outfielders look pretty good. It's Shuck and Calhoun. Oh, did I forget Trout?
Yeah, that Trout fella, he's out there. He doesn't count as a young player because he's just an all-around stud. But, you know, Phil Hughes, very important the first couple innings for him to try to get through a couple innings to throw some zeros up, give this offense a chance. It's been hot to throw up some more runs.
Keep pitching out down, too.
Every time he pitches right under the LAA right there, you always see 0-2. And his problem now starts. He can't put away on a 2-strike pitch. It's foul ball after foul ball. Let's see if there's anything different today.
It's a good scouting report.
Well, I think he's the pitcher. Michael's right. He's the pitcher who has the most 2-strike foul balls in the league.
I tell you, Kenny, don't pitch in fear of contact. Right?
No, but you know you want it. You don't want him to hit it hard. You can hit it, just don't hit it hard.
Swing and a miss. Calhoun down on strikes. Let's check out the Yankees defense presented by Geico. In the outfield, the red-hot Alfonso Soriano left, Gardner's in center, and Vernon Wells over right. Infield, it's A-Rod, Nunez, Cano, and Overbay third to first. Romine's behind the plate, and Phil Hughes is on the mound. Here is the aforementioned Mike Trout.
You know, Michael, in the opening game of the series, you mentioned how the Angels could miss the veteran Torrey Hunter, who's now playing in Detroit with the Tigers. And he was a big clubhouse guy. In fact, he was sort of a mentor to Mike Trout. Mike Trout, I was told, followed Torrey Hunter around like a puppy dog. Tried to do everything he did, become a Major League Baseball player. And the Angels team themselves, they really love Torrey Hunter being on their team. But now he's in Detroit, and I was told by Mark Langston, if you look at the Angels' record against Detroit this year, the Angels are 6-0 against Detroit. And the reason being, said they were so happy to see Torrey Hunter, they really wanted to impress him and play hard. They did.
A weird stat, though. I mean, here's a team that's struggled all year, and it's 6-0 against one of the better teams in the American League.
Outfield deep for Trout. Cano shades up the middle. .94-mile-an-hour fastball, but outside 3-1.
Trout has grounded into 6 double plays this year, but I guarantee it was a rocket at one of the infielders. It's hard to double him up with his type of speed.
Two. Trout angry with himself.
Phil Hughes got away with one right there.
Hitters count.
I don't know if that had gotten by Paul O'Neill.
Yeah. You know what? He hits him a lot farther though when he gets so. You see, he put everything in there. Was one thing on his mind, and he got the pitch. He was trying to really get out and pull one, and got an inside fastball.
Runner goes, swung on a miss, throw to second on a hop, so a stolen base for Shuck, but Trout is out on strikes.
Pure power. Fastball strikes him out. The throw's a little low. Cano comes up with it, but you can see Shuck's in there easily with his 5th stolen base of the year. That's 2 pitches that Trout had to hit. Couldn't get either one of them. Maybe a little more life on the fastball for Phil Hughes here in the early going.
Here's Josh Hamilton, who likes to jump on the first pitch. Lays off that one. Outside 1-0.
Now, one thing Phil Hughes is aware of, the team has won 4 straight. He doesn't want to be the other one to get it going in the other direction. He wants to keep the line moving.
Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's a beautiful day. It's 74 degrees, 36% humidity. The wind is 6 miles per hour. Sunny, beautiful day for a ball game.
The days we need to do the broadcast down in the front row. And see those legend seats down there? They're empty by the on-deck circle. We could be sitting right there.
Talk to people.
Yeah.
You got the pull.
Mm-hmm. A couple of remote mics, you and I down there.
Mm-hmm. Can we bring Kenny?
Oh, yeah. It's up to him. Okay.
You know what? Remember Harry Carey used to do them in the bleachers at Wrigley Field and over at the Comiskey Park. And he used to, you know, the shower they had out there? He used to go through the shower, didn't wear a shirt. You're just having fun. Now you start doing that, you get in the Hall of Fame as a broadcaster.
Oh, holy cow. 2-1. There's a base hit up the middle. Shuck rounds third. He will score. And a base hit and an RBI for Hamilton, and the Angels lead 1-0.
Well, last night we mentioned this about Hamilton. Now, overall, he's not having a year that the Angels would have liked. But now he's hit 12 of his last 13 road games. He's hitting very well on the road. He's now 6 for 14 in this series. And he's driven in 28 runs in his last 28 road games. And man, that was a solid single to center field.
Yeah, Phil Hughes has thrown a couple good curveballs in the first inning, but you know, with a man in scoring position, even though that ball was out and away, and you saw Josh Hamilton coming off of it, the ball hung and just waited to be hit.
Eric Ibar takes the strike.
Ibar missed yesterday's game. He came out with a leg problem the other night, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
But he's back in there today.
Soft ground ball to second. Cano makes the play, and that'll do it. But the Angels score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. 1 man left. Angels won, and the Yankees coming to bat. Lineup, which is presented by Lexus. Leading off, that man right there, Brett Gardner in center field, batting second, playing left field, red hot Alfonso Soriano. The second baseman is Robinson Cano. He'll hit third. Cleaning up third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Vernon Wells in right field will bat fifth, batting sixth and DHing Curtis Granderson. Eduardo Nunez, the shortstop, will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter is the first baseman Lyle Overbay. Austin Romine will catch. He's going to bat ninth. So let's find some things out about C.J. Wilson. Left-hander, 25th start, good numbers, 147 hits and 152 in third innings. 143 strikeouts, opponents hitting 248 against him. Now let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Impressive scouting report, Michael. Since you've been gone, Wilson 8-1 with a 280 since 11 starts since defeating the Yankees back in June 4th. Start me up. He's the only pitcher in the MLB to make 34 starts in each of the last 2 seasons. And wild thing, he's thrown 10 wild pitches this season, tying him for most. Yeah. You notice those, Michael? Those are all song titles. Let's go to work.
Since You've Been Gone, isn't that Band of Gold?
No, that's Kelly Clarkson. But go ahead.
Start Me Up.
Rolling Stones.
All right. Wild thing, you got 2 here.
The Trogs.
There you go. Yeah. That's the old one. Didn't Tone Loc or somebody do one of those too?
Yeah, Tone Loc.
There you go.
Yeah.
You get better at this game, though, Mike.
Thank you. All the years. All I want to do is get invited to your big Name That Tune party that you have in your house.
You know what? You got an invitation because your wife's good. I was impressed when I threw a couple by her.
Tone Loc.
He also did that classic Funky Cold Medina.
Right? Yeah, he did.
I believe Cole Porter also wrote that.
He wrote the lyrics.
Bunted foul, count 0-1. Yankees baseball is available in Spanish by hitting the SAP button on your remote. SAP is brought to you by Infinity.
Have you ever hit the SAP button
No,
just for fun?
No.
Where is it?
It's on your remote. You know my fear with that is you hit the SAP button and then you can't get it back.
And then the SAP goes on blink and you're watching Spanish for
That's
the next
right.
2 weeks.
You know,
until
you
the cable company comes out.
You got to rely on it when you're out of the country, though.
Because the SAP is in English.
That's right.
You hit that button right there. That's out in the bullpen.
The whole stadium goes to Spanish.
The O2.
Como?
When you hit the SAP button for this, it becomes the C network instead of C, SI. Stay with me.
You were up early this morning, weren't you?
And Gardner goes down looking. Here is Alfonso Soriano, and the numbers tell the story. One of 3 players with back-to-back 6 or more ribby games in ML history. That's right. The record is 15 for Tony Lazzeri. He did it in 1936 for the Yankees.
Took the rest of the month off. 15 runs batted in 2 games.
Tell you what, he's put himself in a position now that he's got a chance to drive in 100 runs for the season.
Now here's an interesting stat. If he drives in 3 runs today, he ties the record for most ribbies over a 3-game span. 16 shared by Lou Gehrig, Tony Lazzeri, and Sammy Sosa. So will they feed him a fastball?
It looked like something off speed right there that he pulled foul.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if you see a fastball for a strike. You might see fastballs in and away, out and down and away, whatever, but I think you learn your lesson after the first 3 games of this series.
Wilson's got good stuff. He's got good cutter. Which comes to the plate disguised as a fastball.
See it right here. When you feel this good at the plate, it's very important that you stay in that zone of swinging at strikes. And pitchers start trying to make you leave the zone. You need to take it.
Driven to left field. That ball is off the wall. A bullet off the wall. Soriano's going for 2. He is out. Chuck played it beautifully and fired it into green to get Soriano trying to stretch.
Well, the only thing that surprised me on this is that ball didn't stick in the wall. I mean, this ball was absolutely hammered.
Only thing he didn't get it up in the air. It would have been a home run. And I'm kind of surprised it didn't go through the wall. You're right. It was hit that hard. And he's relying on the throw being either offline or mishandled by the second baseman. And the throw was true. from J.B. Shuck, and then handled nicely by Grant Green, who applies the tag.
Now, I wonder, guys, if he thought that ball was out, because if you see him running out of the box, he's kind of in a home run jog between that and a run, and then when he sees it off the wall, then he starts to pick it up.
He might have been safe anyway.
He might be safe if he does that, so stay at first.
Well, you know, we're going to talk about this next inning, Michael.
All right, Cano pops it up. Trout is there, and that'll do it. Well, let's take a look as we go to break at Soriano out of the box. That's not really busting it, and then he sees it's off the wall, and he kicks it into another gear, and that's why he is out. Powered by Jaguar. See the new model year lineup at JaguarUSA.com. By United, flying to more than 381 destinations around the world. And by Dodge, take advantage of great summertime deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance event going on now.
One more look at the play at second. There's Grant Green applying the tag, and did the right hand get in? It appears not. And Soriano was out on a play where he pretty much should have been safe.
We were talking about, you know, him coming out of the box, and, you know, to his defense, it's such a natural reaction as a hitter. When you hit a ball hard, you kind of, sure, you get out and you start running, but you kind of follow the baseball.
Yeah.
You see it in front of you, you kind of watch it, and there's some people that are very good at it. Trout's good at it. Derek Jeter's one of the best I've seen, is getting out of the box and getting down the line. But most hitters, you'll find out, you know, you kind of watch the ball and you don't figure it out till you get around first base and think, you know, now I'm in trouble.
But don't you watch the ball because you're styling, thinking it's going to be a home run?
Well, this day and age, there is a lot more than that there used to be. But, you know, everybody's got their own separate trots. But, you know, Soriano stayed at the plate a couple times lately when he's hit home runs. He got out of the box not knowing, but, again, you know, didn't get to first as quick as he could have. But, you know, everything happened perfect on that play, too. That ball ricocheted right to Shuck. He made a good enough throw, a good play at second base. You know, any of those things don't happen, he's still safe at second base.
You know, the first hitter I remember admiring home runs was Reggie.
Yeah.
But they were gone. I mean, when he wasn't sure, he would run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's weird, though. We could sit up here and pontificate about these guys aren't running hard out of the box. We see it with Cano all the time. If the people in the dugout have no problem with it, well, we could scream till the heavens are green, and it's not going to change. Either they have to tell you to run, or they don't really think it's that big of an issue.
It's almost the way the game has been. You know, the game's being played nowadays, which doesn't make it right. But 90 feet, when you're down by a run, that's a big deal.
Line to right field, and Vernon Wells dives. He can't make the play. It gets by him. Conger is at second. He's going to stop right there with a double.
Well, as an outfielder, you get a break on a ball and you make up your mind. You get past that point of no return that you're going to go for it. See that Vernon Wells just had a bad angle, wasn't going to get to that ball, but gave it the effort.
Line drive off the bat of Conger. He's a switch hitter, but he hits much better from this side of the plate.
See, that ball has a little top spin on it, and it beat him to the spot.
11 of Conger's last 25 hits have been for extra bases.
We're going through the, would you say 9 #1 draft picks on this?
Yeah, he's one of them.
Right?
He's one of them. Here's another one, Nelson. He was a pick of the Rockies.
One of the 9 men that have played third base for the Yankees this year, Chris Nelson.
Again, you're in that situation where Phil Hughes has really got to kind of bear down and try to save a run here or there. You know, last inning, Josh Hamilton got that big base hit with 2 outs up the middle. And try to save this run. Show your team and your offense that you're going to keep them in the game.
We have mentioned the fact that California is a fertile ground for baseball players. And Phil Hughes out of Southern California. Same for Hank Conger, who just got that hit. Grew up in Huntington Beach.
You know, it's funny because, you know, if you knew nothing about the past month or something, you'd look at Phil Hughes and say, man, this guy's got good stuff. The ball's popping, the ball's moving. He's thrown some good curveballs. He made that one bad pitch to Josh Hamilton with a man on second base where he kind of hung one.
Well, his stuff would dictate that he should be better.
Yeah.
94-mile-an-hour fastball. Strong guy. He should be better than 4-11. It's a little bit of a riddle for the Yanks. 2-2. He gets Nelson on strikes, third strikeout for Phil.
He dialed that one up to 95.
That ball's past him, and you know, this is what you saw when he was at his best out of the bullpen, where, you know, with 2 strikes, he'd go for that little bit extra and throw the ball by people, and you'd wonder, you know, from up here you really can't tell, but in the box, every once in a while the ball kind of jumps, and then you'll see, as you did the other night, you know, a guy throwing 98 that gives up a lot of hits. The ball's real flat in the strike zone.
He got that one in the easy pass lane.
It's a New York term there, Terry. You know, you say that in Ohio, people like easy pass. What are you talking about?
So you don't have that?
We don't have toll booths in Ohio.
Really?
No.
You can go through the whole state without paying a toll?
I don't know. I've never seen one. Our roads are in pretty good shape, too. Horse and buggies don't go over speed limit either, right, Michael?
Count on 2.
Good breaking ball to green.
The 0-2. 1-2.
That's a good pitch there. A lot of times 0-2 pitches, you know, you don't give the hitter a chance to swing. That ball right there is unhittable, but it looked like a strike for part of it. You see that ball ends up down and away. Once in a while you'll get a strikeout, but that can set up a lot of things here in the next pitch.
Swing and a miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Hughes has good stuff today. No runs to hit, 1 man left. We're going to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Angels. Brought to you by Montefiore Medical Center, Inspired Medicine. And we talk about one of the great doctors that has ever performed medicine on athletes. Dr. Louis Yoakum died May 25th of this year. Longtime team doctor of the Angels, and they wear a patch in his memory. And he worked alongside Dr. Jobe with the Tommy John surgery, and he is a man that is at the forefront of some of the great surgical procedures that have kept ball players on the field, and passed away earlier this year, and he is missed by the entire baseball community, and the Angels honor him with that patch.
And C.J. Wilson on the mound tonight could attest to his ability. He had Tommy John surgery performed by Dr. Yoakum.
Here in the second inning, A-Rod, Wells, and Granderson against C.J. Wilson.
When Tommy John obviously pitched in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
When did the surgery come about?
Well, shortly after he walked off the mound at Dodger Stadium. I was the hitter that was on deck when he.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I thought he had some kind of equipment issue, and he just didn't come back on the mound. And from what I understand, it was such a revolutionary process that Dr. Jobe said, "I'm not really sure this is going to work." And Tommy John actually ended up throwing more innings and pitching longer than he had after the surgery than he had before.
I think he told Tommy that you have a 1% chance of ever pitching again.
Wow.
First time it was performed on Tommy John was 1974.
That was at Dodger Stadium. I remember that night. Tommy John was tough enough for me to hit. Always threw, he didn't throw the ball very hard, but when he thought he threw one soft, as soft as he could throw one even softer and make it a strike.
Yoakum performed that surgery. C.J. Wilson, Billy Wagner, Francisco Liriano, Steven Strasburg, Jordan Zimmerman.
Oh, that's big time names.
Yep.
And all those guys are still dealing. Except Billy Wagner, he's retired now.
And when he retired, he could still deal.
Imagine if that surgery was never perfected. How many great pitchers just would have been done?
Yep. Well, I remember, I mean, it's become so common. The Yankees drafted a kid out of Cincinnati. Brackman was his name.
Andrew Brackman, yeah.
Knowing he had to have Tommy John surgery before he ever pitched in the minor leagues. And, that surgery is so successful now that, they don't hesitate. And there's another injury on the other end, the microfracture. Teams, NBA teams, things they don't want to touch guys with the microfracture because it continues to be a problem.
Isn't that what happened to Grady Sizemore with the Indians? And eventually stopped playing.
Alex Rodriguez muscles one into center field for a base hit. Let's check out the Angels defense behind C.J. Wilson. The defense presented by Geico. You've got Shuck in left, Trout in center, and Calhoun over and right. Infield Nelson, Ibar, Green, and Trumbo third to first. Conger behind the plate, and C.J. Wilson is on the mound.
Now it's a single up the middle, but you just got the feeling that every single at bat, every hit, A-Rod might be getting closer to one of these streaks that possibly Soriano's in now, and he's very capable of that. You've seen it in the past, so it's a guy that a lot going on, obviously, but could unbelievably change the lineup and how this team scores runs.
Well, one thing we're seeing is more home runs, and even though A-Rod's only got one of them, his presence in the lineup makes pitchers work that much harder. So the other guys can benefit.
No doubt about it that pitchers look out in the lineup and they pitch to names. I mean, if you're a guy like A-Rod with unbelievable success in the past, I mean, you still get a pitcher's attention when you walk to the plate.
Yeah, Michael's talked about it before. When the lineup fills out, when you have up and down the lineup, a circular lineup, there's no rest spots for pitchers. They have to work very hard, and that's how they help each other out. Even if you're making it out, you know, the pitcher has to work hard to get you out, and that sets up another next hitter where you might get a mistake.
If you look at that Yankee lineup, Overbay is batting 8th. There were times this year Overbay was batting cleanup.
Vernon Wells hit a home run the other night. Hadn't hit one in a long time. You hope that, you know, he can get on a hot streak like early in the year. You know, he's kind of set back playing time where, you know, he might have kind of recharged. He could go through another little 2-week span where he could really help this team offensively.
He's 4 for his last 8.
You watch Alex at first, and you could say Trumbo's not holding him on, but Trumbo is holding him on. That's how they hold on. Bobby Valentine used to do that when he was a Met manager. Is that a little bit more distracting when they hold like that?
It used to frustrate me. We talked about it a little bit. Todd Zeal was the first baseman at the time, and he used to kind of lead off with you. And as a hitter, you want to pick up the ball in the hitting area, so it would kind of block you out. And it almost got you to the point where you were leading off too much. Mike Hampton picked me up one night over at first base because of it.
So you were leading off too much to get a better view of the batter.
Yeah. Yeah, and Anaheim does it with left-handers on the mound, not righties.
You know, you're also subject to being picked off by the catcher if you get off too far. Vernon Wells was down in the count 0-2. Now it is leveled off at 2-2, so the odds get to be a little bit more in his favor. Getting something decent here to hit.
And the count 3-2.
So now it's put up or shut up. Got to get a strike here. So he fought his way all the way back as Wilson tried to make him chase that cutter down and in. He wouldn't do it.
And also, you know, by Trumbo starting here, you know, if he starts at base, his fielding position ends up here. He's going to be way out in here where, you know, he can save another ball in the hole. Tall guy anyway. It just helps you get off farther from the base defensively.
Wells tips it into the glove of Conger. Second strikeout for Wilson.
Oh, it's frustrating. You fight so hard, you're down 0-2, you fight back to 3-2, then you strike out anyway. But I'll tell you, there is a way that helps you as a hitter because you get a little more positive thought. This wasn't just your routine 1, 2, 3, see ya, you're gone. Yeah, you were able to. It's frustrating, but you worked hard and you made him work harder. And you saw more pitches. That could help you your next time up.
I'll tell you another thing is, you know, you get in that battling and the emergency mode 0-2, and then you fight back and you get to 3-2, and it's almost like you sit back and thinking, now I'm in a hitter's count, and you just for that instant kind of relax, and you're not in the same, you know, frame of mind that you were, you know, 1-2, 2-2. What about you, Kenny? But 3-2 to me was always a hitter's count.
Oh,
you know,
it's time. Either I'm gonna get a hit, or I'm gonna hit the ball hard, or I'm gonna walk.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the scouting reports you get on C.J. Wilson, he throws a lot of pitches.
Yeah.
He's not getting you out on 1 or 2 pitches. He's 3-2 on a lot, and that's why 5th inning, he's over 100 pitches. So far, it has not hurt him. 12-6 on a team that's 13 games under 500.
Now here's the note. He's gone to a full count on 110 batters this season. Now more. He just saw one with Vernon Wells. That's the most for any major league pitcher. That's what Michael's talking about. Pitch count jumps up there. He's got good stuff.
Yeah, you see, and I was just thinking, and we were talking about A-Rod, how much he helps this lineup. And, you know, Granderson's been hitting the ball well. Cano's been hot. Overbay, he's a lefty. So, you know, you get a tough lefty like this that can neutralize some of your left-handed hitters. It makes A-Rod Vernon Wells, guys like that, even more important to put up some damage against lefty pitchers to try to even things out.
Runner goes. Foul back. How about that? Sending A-Rod.
Yeah, I got the feeling he went on his own, feeling he could get the jump, and he did.
It's just one of those cheat steals where you take a chance and you see something and you just go.
You know, I always felt that was the most underrated part of his game, his ability to run the bases and pick up stolen bases with a pretty good, high rate of success. He must be feeling pretty good.
Getting a hit your first time up will do that.
Oh. 3-2.
Different situation here. If A-Rod goes, he went 2-2 where he kind of cheated on it and just guessed. Now you have to make sure he goes home. You don't get picked off. So important for Granderson to put the ball in play.
Right-handed first baseman covering first like that must be tough. A lefty, I think, you'd be able to get more pickoffs that way, but he's backpedaling and has to turn all the way around with the glove. And Granderson works a walk.
Went to a breaking ball.
Really good at that. He had some tough pitches there. He fouled off a couple pitches, and then he laid off that 3-2 curveball. It's going to give Nunez an opportunity to tie this game up. And lately, early in the game, the Yankees have come up with big hits just to get on the board, and then it's really snowballed. So these are important at bats early in the game offensively to get the offense going.
No, you see the left-handers in the Yankee lineup today. You have Gardner, Cano, you have Granderson, and Overbay. But you see the way that Joe Girardi's now able to make out his lineup. He can put a right-handed hitter in between all of them, and it just makes things much more difficult for the opposing pitcher when he's left-handed.
Now, there's another guy that was quietly missed. He was supposed to be the guy filling in for Jeter and pulled a muscle on his side. It just didn't get better.
58 games he missed.
It's a lot of games for the guy who's supposed to be your shortstop. So then they got to fill in at short and fill in at third. Count 1-1. He's thrown 25 pitches this inning. Driven out to right field, Calhoun puts it away for the second out.
Yeah, when C.J. Wilson first came to the major leagues, he was a relief pitcher and a very good one for the Texas Rangers. But one spring training, he went to manager Ron Washington and said, look, I'd like to become a starter. So they started him in a few games, and it became pretty good. He won I think he won 15 games.
Yeah, he's got enough pitches. You know, he wasn't just a power guy. And another guy like Josh Hamilton, the Texas Rangers got to a point where, they could not afford to spend the money.
They actually probably could have afforded Wilson. They just didn't want to spend the money on him. They didn't think that he was worth that kind of money. And remember, they went out and got Darvish and spent a load of money on him. Yeah. It looks like that might have been the better play.
Well, Wilson became a starter, won 15 games in 2010, won 16 the next year for Texas.
Darvish has been something down there this year, hasn't he?
He's got some real stuff. He's got about 10 different pitches, too.
Yeah. And the night he pitched here, Michael, remember we talked about it, he threw nothing but sliders. He's one of those guys that, he's going to go with what he has. He's taken a perfect game into the 9th this year, a no-hitter into the 9th, so he's putting up some kind of year down there.
Popped up, shallow left, Shuck coming on, and he makes the play for the final out of the second. No runs a hit, and 2 men left. Let's go to the third. 1-0 Angels. Up, and let's take a look at the Dodge hitter scouting report for J.B. Shuck.
He's a rookie hits leader, and with his hit earlier today, he's got 87 now so far. Leads all American League rookies. And night vision, he's hitting .322 in 65 night games this year, to opposed to .228. It's good for the Yankees in the day games. Matt Garza, good pitcher. It's the only career home run he's hit so far.
You're a night hitter. You like hitting in the night better.
I love night games.
See the ball better.
See the ball better, a little more excitement. I like playing night games ever since Little League. Remember in Little League when you got to play under the lights every so often? It was just like, you know, this is like the major league. It makes you feel just a little more, a little closer to them.
Lincoln scoreboard 1-0 Angels. Popped up. A-Rod puts it away.
Kenny are fighting over a pen over here.
I'm sitting over here looking for my pen.
You left it. You know, when you leave things here, they can be taken.
He stole my pen, too, twice already, and I keep taking it back.
Like that piece of pizza over there. If you look the other way, it might be mine, too.
This is a guy at the beginning of the series, Kenny, wanted whiteout. He doesn't have a pen, he wanted whiteout.
That stuff's more fun to play with between innings, you know?
See, that was the advantage when you worked with Girardi up here, because he would bring a pen for you.
Pen? He had everything. He had like 6 in case the first 5 went out.
He was a manager in waiting, I guess. The 0-1. 1-1.
We're talking about Calhoun with being a pretty good young player, a young outfielder. 2011, Angels minor league player of the year. Decided to hit .324 that year with 22 home runs and 99 runs batted in 133 games. That's. I always felt, though, you drive in 100 runs, that's easy. To drive in 99 runs in a year, that's pretty tough to do.
There are those magical numbers in baseball.
Yeah.
Hitting .299, boy, that frustrates you.
Count 2-2.
about Joe Girardi and the numbers today. We were talking in the office, and I was laughing because this week with all my friends at home is the big fantasy football draft. And Joe was saying how he didn't get into it, and I was just saying, you know, if you got into that, you would just scout and go have every person's numbers. He said, you're right, that's why I don't get into it. So that's the type of mind that he has. It's always going, it's always about, you know,
he's
matchups, and very, very analytical. Michael, you like the fantasy football stuff? No?
Takes too much time. Fly ball, left field. Soriano puts it away. I mean, if you're really going to do it well, you have to put a lot of time in it.
You know, you do it with your friends. You take players on a hunch and you go with it. But, I mean, you don't have time to sleep.
Right.
You don't.
Well, you know, also, if you play fantasy football, you end up rooting for players rather than teams. And football is like the one sport that I could actually root for teams. So, I mean, what if the guy on the other team that my team is playing is the guy I have on my fantasy league? I'm going to root for him to do well.
Exactly. You just hope your team wins and hope that other guy has a big game.
You know what? I'm going to stay away from it. I don't need to get addicted to it.
I thought the same thing. I thought it was weird. It is kind of fun.
Time for the league leaders presented by Honda. These are some of the numbers that Joe has at his disposal. He knows that Trout is 30 points behind Cabrera for batting average in the American League. Then Ortiz, Beltre, and Mauer.
Mauer had a good day yesterday. He only had 5 hits.
Cabrera must be in a slump. He was at 365 the other day, huh?
Dropping like a rock.
All the way down to 360.
I think he hit a home run yesterday.
That doesn't surprise anybody. I'll tell you what, you look at that list, it's amazing. Ortiz, I mean, again, having a great year. And a few years ago, you know, he was starting to tail off a little bit. A lot of people had kind of written him off, and you know, this is kind of the end. Well, he's coming back strong.
Hughes has very good stuff today.
Yeah, you can see that extra life on the fastball. You know, it's popping the glove and it's getting by some of the swings.
Hughes was talking about it the other day in a story in the Post written by George King. He's so disappointed in this year. He said, forget about, you know, I'm going to be a free agent, but if this is my last year with the Yankees, I want them to think well of me. I want to leave a good impression. I don't want to leave like this. Now, he obviously wants to stay here. You never know. You can't control that. And, you know, 4-11 is not the way he envisioned it. Phil's a free agent at the end of the year, as is Jabba. The two pretty much linked because they came up together along with Ian Kennedy. They were going to be the big three. And Hughes has made an all-star team. He won 18 games one year. He helped the Yankees win a championship pitching out of the bullpen. But this ballpark has not been that friendly to him. He's a fly ball pitcher.
Look out. There's a changeup got away.
Yeah, you know, in this count, you see what happened. He's had a good fastball, he's had a good curveball, and Trout's been on everything. So he tries to throw that changeup. You get that movement, you kind of turn it over a little bit, and it just sails.
And Trout works a walk.
Yeah, one thing that you wouldn't expect, but is very true. Mike Trout leads the league in base on balls. 74 times he's walked. On his way to 100.
Here's Josh Hamilton. Drove in the only run of the game on a breaking ball, line to single to center field, scoring Shuck from second. And that's the only blemish on the board right now. 1-0 Angels.
He hung a curveball outside to Hamilton. Last time up.
Tapped out to A-Rod. And that'll do it for the final out of the top of the third. Angels strand one. Yankees coming up. Hybrid vehicle of the Yankees. What do you think about the Yankees' increased offensive production over the last few days? And Yankee Classic 46 said it's awesome. Soriano is very hot right now, and it's caused a resurgence in the lineup, which is fun to watch.
That was kind of an easy question.
I'm just thinking, if you're asking Yankee fans, what do you think? Oh,
it's terrible. I hate watching it. Wish Soriano would strike out once in a while. This is retarded.
Right. If you ask that question on SNY, you might get a different answer. Yeah. But, you got Yankee fans. What do you think of it? I think it's wonderful. See the link in scoreboard. It's 1-0 Angels. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius to keep the conversation going. Here's Romine to lead off the bottom of the third.
Now, yesterday, Austin's brother Andrew got to play, but Austin didn't. Today, Austin's playing, but Andrew isn't. They've never played in the same major league game.
It'd be fun. Yeah. I actually looked at the lineup today when I saw that Romine was playing and thought, it'd be fun to see how he would pitch his brother. I guess Mike Scioscia wasn't into it as much as we were.
Yeah, well, I was hoping it would happen. I guess he wanted to go back to Ibar, Gold Glove shortstop. Pretty good hitter.
In 12 games since July 11th, Romine 12 for 34. So starting to hit a lot better. Shattered bat, the ball rolls up the first baseline, and Conger makes the play. The bat traveled a lot farther than the ball.
That bat, if you get where that's out in short left field in the foul territory, and the ball went towards first base.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, the barrel usually goes to, he hit off the end of the bat, but it just exploded in half.
Now he's looking down the third baseline like that's where the ball should be.
Right. He cued it, but look at that. Could have easily just stuck in the ground. What was that old game, Mike? You threw those huge darts, try to get him in the circle. Like lawn.
I think it's called lawn dart.
Lawn dart? I think. Brought me back to a picnic when I was about 12 when we were playing that.
Remember what you had to eat?
Oh, I'm sure there were some hamburgers involved. Whetstone Park in Columbus, Ohio. If anybody wants to go there.
I thought you remember what was on the menu.
Paul, I got bad news for you, buddy.
Bad news?
A lot
Come
of
on,
people
it's a beautiful day.
A lot of people tweeting that there are toll booths in Ohio on I-80, and they also take Easy Pass.
No, I've never been on I-80. I live on 75. It can go all the way to Florida without paying a toll.
So you've never been on I-80?
No, that's like Western Ohio or Eastern. Where are we going here? Eastern Ohio. That goes into Pennsylvania, doesn't it?
Not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
When I leave, I go south towards Florida, South Carolina.
The even numbers go east to west. The odd numbers go north to south.
Wow, you know what? You learn stuff. That's Kenny. That's why we got you here, man. You're just teaching in process here.
The 2-2, 3-2.
In 95's case, it doesn't go north, south, or east or west. You just stand still most of the time.
Certain places.
Driven into left center field. That is going to be trouble. It splits the outfielders and it goes to the wall. Gardner's rounding second. He's going to go for 3. The throw is nutting time. A triple for Brett Gardner. And Nelson saying, I got him.
Nelson still shaking his head. Now, when you play shallow for Brett Gardner, if he splits a gap, it usually can be 3 with his speed, but this is going to be close at third. Here comes the relay. And there's the home plate umpire, Tony Randazzo, with the call. We get another look.
I think he was safe.
I think he was too. The right hand hit the bag. Oh, this will be really good right here.
Definitely safe.
He's in there. Yes, Mo, brought to you by your Tri-State, your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State deal.
All right, the infield is in for Soriano, who's staring another RBI right in the face. They start him off with a breaking ball. Singled off the left field wall in the first inning and then got thrown out trying to stretch it into a double.
Looking at that, it's a kind of a strange defense there. Infield in, but your second baseman's in the pull position. Really big hole on the right side.
Boy, Soriano's hitting the ball. This is very dangerous for these infielders. Be this close to him.
You know, you might as well bring the outfielders in too, because when he hits it, it's over the fence anyway.
Yankees down 1-0. Gardner on third. One man out. Chased a high fastball, 2-2.
And we talked about it. When you feel this good at the plate, main concern is to swing at strikes. This ball's just a little bit out of the strike zone. Wilson knows what he's doing.
A little too impatient. I always felt your plate discipline in these situations had to be at its best. There's no shame taking a walk and moving it on to the next guy.
Especially when the next guy's Cano. American League average is 54%, and that's what Soriano is at. Getting runners in from third with less than 2 outs.
It's kind of a wasted pitch. I think Wilson almost wants to be at 3-2. And then you go to an off-speed pitch, which is, you know, kind of against the grain as a 3-2 pitch.
Grounded and a base hit for Soriano. He's got another ribby, and it's a 1-1 game. Soriano now 2 for 2. The drawn-in infield got him that hit.
You know what, Michael? That was a fastball. It got in on him a little bit, but with that infield in, got enough of it, got it to the right spot. Supposed to be down and away, wanted a ball. You see that ball tail over the middle of the plate. That opening right here. He's going to find it.
There's the danger bringing the infield in. Not enough time to react to a hard hit ball. Gets on by Ibar. Also keeps the inning going. Now Soriano, his capabilities of stealing bases too. You know, maybe not a prolific base stealer that he was when he was with the Yankees, nearly 40-40 one year.
Again, you see Robbie Cano. I mean, that's a pitch he knew before he went into his motion he was going to take. You know, he's just going to see a lot more pitches. Might be thinking of the same thing you were talking about, Kenny. Every once in a while, you'll give that guy a couple pitches to steal second base. And he didn't even budge like he was going to hit that ball.
Soriano leads off first. His last 3 games, he's 8 for 11. One and one.
Talked about how hitting is contagious. Soriano's kind of set off the whole team. Cano is 6 for 10 in this series.
Snap throw to first and getting back Soriano.
Now, it looked to me like he was thinking about going, but something set him off to stay. As Conger throws it down to first. Trumbo with the sweep tag. No dice.
Once in a while, you know you kind of got fooled. You didn't get a good enough jump, and you kind of put the brakes on. Smart base running by Soriano.
That one is ripped into right field. It's a base hit in front of Calhoun. And Soriano advances to second. So Cano now has a 10-game hitting streak with that single.
Now, these are the at-bats that Alex Rodriguez really wants to do well on. These are the at-bats that are going to show the fans how much he can affect the offense of this team. Big at-bat, 2 men on.
Mike Butcher will come out and talk with C.J. Wilson. You know, we mentioned that Soriano was 8 for his last 11, but if you go back 3 games ago and take away a couple of at-bats, he's now 8 for his last 9 with 14 runs batted in.
Nice little hot streak right there.
Now, A-Rod's facing a pitcher that he hasn't had all that much success against. He's just 2 for 20 against C.J. Wilson. But you're right, Paul. This chance to put your club in the lead here.
You just don't take off the time that Alex Rodriguez has taken off and go through the injuries and walk back in. It's a process to get back to where you were. And, you know, these are the at-bats that help that process if you could, you know, build some confidence in these situations.
Well, this is the team that A-Rod's hit more home runs against than any other. 70 home runs. Wow. And 163 runs batted in against Angel pitching over the years. To go along with a .319 batting average. So this, and he always says that they ask him why he hits so well. He says, weather's always so perfect in Southern California. That's one of the reasons. One of them.
2-0. Wilson building up his pitch count. 61 pitches here. 1 out into the 3rd inning.
Also see that he does have respect for Alex Rodriguez. That's a changeup behind in the count, 2 men on.
Clip the outside corner with the fastball. 2-1. Just gets back.
See, that was a timing play. You saw the catcher's glove drop, and as soon as Wilson sees that, he's going to wheel, Throw to second. Keep Soriano close. See that glove go down, and automatically he wheels.
You can tell when they start trying to pick people off, they're looking for the easy way out.
And again, 3-2. Wilson's living up to his scouting report.
And we've talked about Soriano the last 2 days. First night, with 6 RBIs, career high. Last night, 7 career high. How big that is. You look at the scoreboard, Alex has tied all-time 14 games with at least 6 RBIs. So you see the type of numbers, type of hot hitting that he could do for an offense. Got that up in his eyes, an off-speed pitch that kind of sat there.
Didn't give in and give him a fastball, though.
No. High breaking ball. That ball's got to. You see Wilson's reaction, like, wow, I got away with one there.
Soriano on second. Canoa's on first. Yankees and the Angels tied at 1. Yankees looking for the 4-game sweep. Popped up. Trumbo does not make the play. Everyone's going to reach.
And this is, I was just going to say, Mike Scioscia. I mean, you just. They have not caught the ball. They have not pitched well at times. They have not hit well at times. It's just one of those years for the Angels.
You know, fans might be wondering why the infield fly rule was not called. It's because the umpire has to think that it's going to be an easy enough play, and that wasn't an easy play. Trumbo was struggling right from the start. Green was playing over towards second to hold Soriano, so he had to come too far. Trumbo is the one who's supposed to make this play as the ball falls in, and now the bases are loaded. That's going to go as a base hit.
I was going to say, that's going to be a hit. They didn't even draw leather on it.
That's a base hit. Mike Scioscia has seen his defense not be the type of defense he would like to see all season long.
Vernon Wells takes a strike.
Now that wasn't an error, but the Angels are second in the league in errors. Only the Houston Astros have made more. So the defense for the Angels that over the years that we've seen has usually been one of the best. Is not so this year.
I went home last night, turned on the channels, and the Mets were playing L.A. and they showed Fernando Valenzuela, and then they showed some highlights of his career, and Mike Scioscia back there catching him. You see Vernon Wells in that 0-2 spot again.
One and two.
I'll tell you, Conger's done a pretty good job with that cutter down and in today. Getting in front of it, blocking it. Got the bases loaded. If he gets to visit the fans in the front row down there, the Yankees have a run.
30 pitches this inning, still going 69 overall.
Another good stop. What did Bob Uecker say years ago? He got to know the people in the front row and came in just about on a nightly basis by first name basis.
Chasing them to the screen.
Oh, all the time. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, you here again?
We're hearing his philosophy on catching a knuckleball. Just pick it up when it stops rolling.
Yeah. Funny man.
Soriano is at third. Cano's at second. A-Rod is at first. One man out. Bottom of the third. 1 run in. It's a 1-1 game. And that is grounded sharply to third. Nelson goes to second one. On to first. It's a double play. A-Rod went hard into second base, but Green still made a good throw for a 5-4-3 double play. Volkswagen Best Thing Ever event. Visit VWDealer.com. By New York Yankees Premium Frozen Pizza, available in King Cullen, Western Beef, Ristini's, and your local grocer. And by Kettle One. Gentlemen, this is vodka. Please drink responsibly. All right, it's a 1-1 game as we go to the top of the fourth, and Ibar will lead off against Bill Hughes. And there's a strike.
Ibar is a very good bunter.
Line drive, base hit down the right field line. It'll go to the wall, played out there by Wells, and Ibar picks himself up a leadoff double.
As I was saying, he's a very good bunter and a pretty good hitter. He's been hitting over 300 for the last 50 or so games. Last year he led the major leagues with 16 bunt base hits, but no bunt here. He lashes it towards the corner over the head of Old Bay and into the corner. And Eric Ibar, last 50, now 51 games, over 300.
Well, every once in a while. I mean, 99% of the times when you show that target, the pitcher missed it, the ball gets hit hard. That pitch was made. He just got beat. I mean, Ibar, you say he's a hot hitter. Ball was supposed to be in, ended up in. He got a wild pitch, and he's on third base.
No, that's a pass ball that hit him right in the glove.
That's a PB.
And he goes out and tossed with you, so he must have been crossed up.
They start ducking and reaching. Usually it is.
And it is officially scored a pass ball. Yankees will play the infield back, so they'll give up a run on a ground ball. Challenged him with the fastball, fouled the back 0-2.
Should be interesting here if he can strike Trumbo out. Maybe the Yankees will bring the infield in. Trumbo's a strikeout type of hitter. If you can put him away.
He's had a lot of trouble with breaking balls away, especially off the plate, waving at him.
We said last night he leads the major leagues in strikeouts on 3 pitches. And he's got 36 of them. He's going to get an extra try here, so it's not going to be 3.
Well, that wasn't Phil Hughes' best breaking ball he's thrown today. It was in a good spot away. He didn't have that sharp break off the plate. I mean, you want to try to get him fishing off the plate now. He's a guy that tremendous power, good numbers, but going through a time of the year where he's not swinging the bat the best. Try to let him get himself out. Sneak a fastball. Get this ball off the plate.
Got him. Fastball off the plate.
This is Trumbo's 133rd strikeout of the year. And we're going to get another look at it. Off the plate.
But again, Phil Hughes, I mean, he had a little extra on that fastball. This is what you haven't been seeing. And you talked about it early, Michael, where he gets in those 2 strike counts. Today he's been able to get some big strikeouts.
Now the Yankees bring the infield in with 1 out for Hank Conger. And a strike.
It's a pitch he really hasn't had good control of today. Obviously, he got a strike 1 there, but that's a changeup. But it's up in the zone. You need to get that ball down.
Oh, and 2.
Yeah, he jumps ahead now. Ever listen to Coney? And Coney says this is when a pitcher can start working a hitter over. Get ahead of him 0-2. Now figure out the way to the plan to put him away. He did it with Trumbo. Let's see if he can do it with Conger.
Guide the other way and out of play.
Again, good pitch off the plate. That was one of the better changeups that he got. You know, that downward motion off the plate. You just got to be on the same page with Romar. You got to try to bury a fastball in now, but you see this ball has movement off the plate. Not much you can do with it. You see him reaching there. You try to go back and forth usually. Up and in or throw that slider. You got to be careful that you don't bounce it too much down and in. Phil Hughes is really trying here. That's a slider. Out of the strike zone. So we've seen back-to-back off-speed pitches. You would have to think you'd try to blow him away with a fastball here.
Maybe just above the strike zone. See if he'll swing underneath. And there they're coming in.
Romine wanted it.
High fly ball, left field. Soriano makes the catch. Tagging is Ibar. He'll throw or score without the throw. So a sac fly for Conger, and it's 2-1 Angels.
And if you look through that pitching sequence, I was on the same page with Romine. I would have kept that ball in. He had seen too many pitches away. He missed a little bit with it, but still he was in the mode to drive that ball away. See, this ball gets a lot of the plate, and it's up.
I thought he had one more pitch to play with. In other words, Soriano battling the sun will make the catch. But if he gets the fastball up, maybe he gets him to chase it and he strikes himself out.
One and 0 to Nelson.
No zip code yet, Mike.
Not yet.
3 numbers.
Count 2-1.
Well, I tell you what, if they go to Cincinnati, Ohio, zip code pitcher had a bad day. 43224.
That's not good.
That's a bad line.
Two, 1. 2-2. .95 just off the outside corner.
No, this has probably been Phil Hughes' best fastball he's had all year, huh?
Oh, in the last little while, for sure. He's got 5 strikeouts and just the 1 base on balls.
Nelson spoils it. We also found out the name of your lawn dart game.
Yeah, what was it?
Jarts.
Jarts. There you go. I didn't think lawn darts sounded. That's kind of almost like a baseball term.
Well, it comes from that though. So I mean, you actually throw the lawn dart,
Right.
but the game is called Jarts.
You get it all. I bet somebody let you know that, right?
3-2. Got my trusty internet.
I'll tell you what, if you look, and I'm almost starting to figure out why, with as good as stuff as he does have with 2 strikes, why he's not getting strikeouts, he stays on one side of the plate. You know, you see 3 or 4 consecutive pitches to the outside part of the plate where, as a hitter, Kenny, I always found it more difficult where it's out, in, where you're kind of moving in and out. I mean, that's the 5th pitch in a row that you've seen on the outside corner, and even though that's a good pitch, the hitter starts looking out there. You'll foul off even good pitches.
And now they're talking it over, which I don't think it has much to do with what they're going to throw, as opposed to where they're going to throw it.
Three-two. Fly ball right center. Gardner on the run, going back, track, wall, see ya. A home run for Nelson. And the Angels now lead 3-1, and Paul, it was the same location.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, this wasn't quite the pitch, but as a hitter, you see 4 or 5 consecutive pitches in the same spot, good or bad, you're going to make an adjustment as a hitter to go out there and cover it.
This one wasn't quite as good as the other. It was up a little bit more, and you can see that he's got the ability to get that bat out there because he's looking that way and drives it to right center. First home run of the year for Chris Nelson.
Oh, 0-1. Gardner just runs out of room. There's a target.
Well, you see it. I mean, it ends up out in that zone, but it's a little high. You see that catcher's glove come up, and that's right where the barrel of the bat covers.
One and two. Now, since the ballpark opened in 2009, Hughes has allowed 100 home runs. 71 of them here, 29 on the road. The 1-2. A base hit up the middle for Grant Green. Green is 8 for his last 18, and Larry Rothschild will go out and talk with Hughes. All right, time now for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Call 1-866-NY-QUIT for free help today. Austin and Andrew Romine are one of 5 pairs of brothers currently in Major League Baseball. Who are the only 2 pairs on the same team?
I know one. I know one, geez.
We'll find out at the bottom of the inning. After that base hit, Larry Rothschild came out so fast that he actually had to stop until the play was completed.
He had something on his mind. He had to get off his chest.
Yeah, he had something to say.
And they're taking a tarp off the mound and the Yankee bullpen.
I heard you say tarp, and I'm thinking, why did he tarp?
Bigelow T said it's not raining today.
Fly ball right field. Wells is there, and that's going to do it. But after the Yankees tied it at 2, Hughes allows 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 man left. Quit line quiz time. Andrew and Austin Romine are one of 5 pairs of brothers currently in Major League Baseball. Who are the only 2 pairs on the same team? Now, we know the Uptons are one of them.
I know the other one because I was watching their game the other day. And they pointed them both out. The Danks brothers.
That's right. And we were just in Chicago and I didn't remember. Shame on me.
I was watching you, Michael.
Randerson leads off. So it's 3-1 Angels. Boy, that double play ground ball with the bases loaded by Vernon Wells looms very large. See if the Yankees could mount another challenge to C.J. Wilson.
Yeah, Nelson made a good play on that ball at third. And then he comes up, hits a home run.
The way this game's going, every team, remember you had a pitcher that you hoped was pitching on the travel day. In Cincinnati, we had Tom Brown. He threw 2 hours, 2:15, just came right at you. See, C.J. Wilson is not that guy for the Angels. 2-2, 3-2, as good as he is. Very methodical, very slow, thinks out every pitch.
Grounded to first, Green. Grounded to second.
What do you mean? They're only going back to California.
That's right.
I was talking to the Angel broadcasters, and their prediction was 330 to 340
because of
C.J. Wilson.
Well, he's a native of California.
Very chill, doesn't hurry.
Good observation.
Born in Newport Beach. That's a little chill area, isn't it, Michael?
Very.
Ever notice how Michael tries to adapt when you're out in California? He throws the shades on, kicks it back at the pool. Huh?
When is the last time that you've been in California with us?
Well, it was about 100 years ago, but I was at the pool out in Anaheim.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that too, Michael. No.
That's back when the mirrored glasses were.
Mirrored glasses.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think they're back. It's been so long, they're back in style. The A's with the mirror on the front of them.
Oh, yeah. You wear those now at the Nehru jackets. Everything comes back.
Yeah. There they are right there.
Line drive, a base hit to left field. Shuck cuts it off with the bare hand. As Nunez is held with a single, he overran the ball that just stuck out his bare hand.
Once in a while, that ball will hit at an angle with spin and it actually bounces backward. That's what happens here. First things first, Nunez hammers this ball to left field, but you see the ball hit and bounces backwards. Shuck made a good reaction to catch it. Keep Nunez at first base.
He's a pretty good player.
It's a Buckeye.
Helmet flies off.
Brakes come on.
Flaps were down.
Here's Overbay. Fly ball to Shuck in second.
This is against Toronto. Jose Bautista. Watch this play. Gets to know the fans up close and personal. And robbing Bautista of a home run. J.B. Shuck. That's how you become a fan favorite. Get to know them by first name. And that ball was fouled. It was just hit. Nunez took off. It wasn't going to be caught, and he lost his helmet again. Had to pick it up on the way back to first base.
I picked up one of those new helmets. I was in the dugout down there early, and they've got little vents and stuff in them now. They're so much lighter. It's hard to see with the sun, but like aerodynamic now.
Better protection, too.
And Overbay down on strikes, 2 away. And here's Austin Romine.
Times you'll steal a base because if you're thrown out in this situation, you know, possibly you want this guy to lead off. This is not one of those situations where, you know, you have to make sure you don't want Romine leading off next inning. You'd rather turn the lineup over, try to let him swing the bat, possibly hit a double, drive you in.
It's we have a note here that Wilson has thrown 100 pitches in each of his last 13 starts. And it's behind Justin Verlander's 16 and Jinru of the Dodgers 16. But it's not that he throws 100, it's how quickly he gets to 100 pitches. And that's the key. Here in the 4th inning, he's already up to 85.
A base hit to right field for Romine. First and second, 2 outs, and that brings up Gardner.
Michael, you said the other day, Romine's swings, his at-bats, so much better than they were earlier in the year. His ball away, good swing, stays with it, drives it the other way.
Shows that hard work pays off. He and Kevin Long have been spending some time in that cage, trying to get things straightened out.
There's such a fine line, especially with a young player, that you get so down mentally that you even, it takes back away from your work. You're tired. You just don't want, you want everything to happen like it did in the minor leagues, but you got to just bear down and stay with it.
High pop-up off the bat of Gardner. Green is there and makes the play, and that'll do it. Yankees strand 2 more. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. We go to the 5th. Losing, Bob, so the Yankees have been picking up some ground, but they trail 3-1 here as we go to the 5th. Want to remind Cablevision customers you won't have to miss a game again now that you could watch live Yes Network Yankee games on your PCs or laptops with Optimum Online. Get a full season of live Yankee games on the go for just $29.99. And if you're an Optimum customer who watches Yes on Optimum TV, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Cole Calhoun leads off, and it takes a strike from Hughes. Ground ball to Cano. Now, we've been singing the praises of Mike Trout this whole series, and we told you this story in the first game about how the Angels selected Trout with the pick right before the Yankees, and the Yankees had Trout second on the board. Even if they had picked second in the first round, they would have taken Trout. They had Strasburg first and Trout second. And Trout went 25, and the reason they had that pick, the Angels, is because the Yankees signed Mark Teixeira, and that means they had to give a first-round draft pick to the Angels, and that was the pick they gave him, and that was the pick that they got Mike Trout with. And the Yankees then had the 29th pick, and they took Slade Heathcott.
Goes to show you that, I mean, when you do sign these big free agents, I mean, they thought, well, so what, you got to give up a draft pick. It can mean a lot.
Yep.
Certainly did in this case.
And the Yankees obviously were thrilled with Teixeira. They won a World Series in 2009, the year they signed him. But you do play the what-if game. And they were fooled because the Angels had 2 picks in a row. And the first pick that the Angels, they also took a high school outfielder. And the Yankees were all excited in their draft bunker. They said, well, there's no way they're going to take a second high school outfielder. They will never do that 2 in a row. And then they selected Trout. And Trout gets plunked.
I think they did that on purpose. Not to hit by a pitch. I mean, taking him another outfielder, taking the other guy first.
Maybe they thought Trout would be more difficult to sign. I don't know. I'm not sure why they did it in that order.
You know, one of the dangers of hitting batters who can really steal bases, you tick them off, and they're usually gonna run pretty soon. You know, everything is that the Angels have the lead. Trout's a good base stealer. The only reason it might keep him at first, he wants to keep the hole open for Josh Hamilton, a left-handed hitter.
So Josh Hamilton has got a steady diet of breaking balls, change-ups. Not much hard stuff to him today.
Also, what's interesting about the Trout story is it seemed that just the Yankees and the Angels were on Trout. And during one game, it was a rainy day, the Yankee scout who'd been on him for a long time saw an Angel scout show up and said, uh-oh. So the teams that picked between the Angels and the Yankees, they weren't going to select Trout. He wasn't even on their board. So the Yankees knew if he got past the Angels, they were going to get him.
You know, one thing you have to remember, he's from a small town in New Jersey, Millville, New Jersey. And it's a little hard to get to. It's, you know, down by Cape May, so any scout would have a definite drive. He's going to see Mike Trout and nobody else. It's just a few miles north of Cape May, which is down the tip of New Jersey. You have to ride through some back roads, and no, seriously, you do.
So there's no airport in Millville.
Nah, you know, none that I saw. They're not landing any jets at Cape May either. Not any big ones, at least.
Well, Phil's getting his pitch count up there again. He's at 90 with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Goes. Foul back.
Yeah, he's explosive, isn't he, Paul?
Yeah.
I just watched him try. That was a steal. And he is at full speed very quickly. This is almost Ricky Henderson-like.
Yeah, with that size, you just don't see that kind of, that size on a young kid that can run that well.
Job of Chamberlain up.
You see, this has all been change-ups and sliders. Not giving in to Josh Hamilton.
And you know Trout's going to be on the move here.
High fly ball, center field, backing up Gardner. He'll make the play on the track for the second out as Trout retraces and heads back to first.
I'll tell you one thing, if Josh Hamilton is hot, that ball's ricocheting around in the monuments out there. That was a breaking ball that didn't have much bite over the middle of the plate.
He didn't get good wood on it and still drove it out to the warning track.
You see that big dot, that big spin as a hitter. Those are the ones that just don't have a lot of bite on them. Knows it. And I'll tell you one thing, I would not be surprised to see him bounce back and have a killer year. Just so many things happened to the Angels this year.
Ibar with a fly ball to left. Soriano makes the play. Took a circuitous route to that one, kind of lost it in the sun, and then made the play, averting disaster. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Giveaway when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankees t-shirt courtesy of Centerlight Health Systems. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Here's Soriano. Count 1-0.
Once in a while as a player, you get caught in a situation where, you're facing a tough pitcher. You look at the scoreboard, you're down 3-1. But this time of the year, you got to realize that, this game is much more important to the Yankees than it is the Angels. The Yankees are on a roll. You can't look forward to the weekend going to Boston. I mean, you've got an opportunity to win a 4-game series. To get back in this race, every single game, you need to put that thing up at the win column.
Well, they've had their chances. They have not been able to get the real big hits. And then when they tied the game up at 1, Hughes gave up 2 right away in the next half inning.
6 men left on base, 2 in each of the last 3 innings.
It's so easy when you're in a 4-game series to.
Slow roller, third base. Nelson Fields fires. Got him. Nice play by Nelson to get Soriano.
Yeah, that was a nice play. The double play started was a nice one. So far, he's been just about the Angels player of the game. No chance for Wilson. Only chance he had was to come up with the bare hand play. So there's the ball into the hand. All in one motion. Fires the Trumbo. And Soriano's out by a step.
You know, those third basemen, obviously you practice that play, but they make it look so routine. And as an outfielder, you know, you never make that play. You don't come charging in on a slow and ever barehanded. So there's certain things at the game that catch your attention, like, you know, that's a tough play and it doesn't look tough, but if you're not making it, you realize how difficult it is to pick up that rolling ball and to get it in the grass.
Then all in one motion, get it over there on a speedy runner.
Ground ball past Nelson and down the left field line. Cano rounds first. He's going to go to second, and he'll be in there with a double. 4 hits yesterday, 2 hits today.
Oh, I love when I come in for a series and Robbie starts getting hot. You start seeing balls down the left field line, right field line, uses the whole field. The lefty kind of got jammed there, but stayed through it. Got caught up enough in the left field corner for him to cruise into second base.
8 for 12 in the series. Here's one that Nelson couldn't get.
Another big spot for A-Rod. He is 2 for 2. Last time a pop-up behind first base. Trumbo could not make the play. They gave him a hit. He did single cleanly to center field in the second. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 3-1 Angels.
You know, that bloop single, and you know, shouldn't have happened, this and that, but if you're the hitter and you go up and you're 2 for 2, that your confidence is good, you know, whether it was a cheap hit or not, you still feel good about being 2 for 2.
And you're also figuring, I'm going to hit one hard pretty soon here.
Chopped to short. Ibar gets A-Rod as Cano crosses over to third. That's going to bring up Vernon Wells. Big spot in the third inning. Wells, bases loaded, 1 out, wrapped into an around the horn double play. So a chance to atone if he gets in, or at least partially if he gets in Cano here. Chop to Nelson. And Wells leaves Cano at third. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We go to the 6th. It's 3-1 LA. In Boston, Yanks are on My 9. Saturday they're on Fox. Sunday they're on ESPN. Saturday and Sunday we'll still have coverage. Yankee extra innings immediately following both of those games. Monday's an off day. Then a 4-game homestand against the Blue Jays. Day-night doubleheader on Tuesday. A night game on Wednesday. A 1:05 start on Thursday. Back on the road. 3 games in St. Pete against the Rays. So after this one, the Yankees will play 10 straight over the next 2 weeks against Eastern Division teams. Trumbo takes a strike. I almost said Trump.
Trumbo. What?
Trumbo. Sorry, Donald.
Saw Donald out here a couple times last year. Has he been here this year?
Not seen him. I think he's been here a couple times. I have not seen him personally. You ever played golf with him?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
He is good.
Yeah? I heard he's very good.
That means you were playing in one of his courses.
Yeah, that's even better.
Trumbo with a high fly ball, right center. Gardner, one away.
You know, you were watching Trumbo. Now he's hit a home run in this series. That was, I believe, back in the first game. But he's kind of struggled. But you have the feeling that when he comes out of it, somebody's going to pay big time.
Yeah, because unlike a lot of players where they start hitting the ball hard, you know, they get hits. When he starts hitting the ball hard because of his swing, his hits are home runs. And, you know, you rack up home runs and RBIs in a hurry that way with that slight uppercut with the power he has. Talked about some of the batting practice home runs he hit yesterday. Unbelievable power.
Grounded to first. Over Bay. Flips to Hughes for the second out. Strike to ball ratio is very good. 70 to 30, 100 pitches here, 2 outs into the 6th.
You know, Phil Hughes has pitched good. Has he pitched perfect? No, but he's pitched good. But has his stuff been good? Very good. He's hung a couple sliders and he's missed with a couple fastballs, but he's had very good stuff today. Every once in a while you question, you know, when he gets to that point where he can put somebody away, the pitch selection, but it hasn't been a lack of velocity or anything like that today.
Plus he's run into C.J. Wilson, who's been able to get himself out of jams time and time again with the Yankees knocking on the door.
That's the pitch that you start kind of holding your breath a little bit. Those sliders, he starts throwing that slider, getting away from his curveball, and that slider kind of hangs out over the plate. That's where a lot of those, 72 of those home runs, and a lot of them have been that slider.
Ground ball to Nunez. And a 1-2-3 inning for Phil Hughes. His first of the game will go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees down by 2. Skipper looks ahead to the Bombers' critical stretch of 16 straight games against division rivals. Don't miss a new Joe Girardi show Sunday at 7:30 only on Yes. All right, we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees down 3-1. Granderson, Nunez, and Overbay against C.J. Wilson. Kind of a historic day today in Major League Baseball. Bud Selig announced at the owners' meetings that they're going to expand video review next season.
Hallelujah.
Now, they had put together a review committee. Joe Torre is on it. Tony La Russa, Atlanta Braves president John Scherholtz. That one's popped up. Nelson makes the play. And they said that the plays that can be reviewed would have affected 89% of incorrect calls this year. Now, here's how it's going to work. Each manager is going to be allowed one challenge over the first 6 innings of a game, and 2 from the 7th inning until the completion of the game. Now, any call that is challenged is going to be reviewed by a crew at Major League Baseball headquarters in New York City, which will make the final ruling.
So the umpires won't be leaving the field to go review,
which I think is smart.
Yeah.
So there'll be a central.
Like they have in hockey.
Yeah, okay.
Now, a manager who sees a call he feels is incorrect can file a challenge with the crew chief or the home plate umpire. Any reviewable play that is challenged, the manager cannot argue with the umpire. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit for Nunez, who's 2 for 2.
What was that last part again, Michael?
Any reviewable play that you're challenging, you can't argue it. You can't go out and argue with the umpire. If a play can't be reviewed, then a manager can argue. Now, challenges that are not used in the first 6 innings, they can't carry over. But a manager who wins a challenge retains the challenge.
It's like a whole new game, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, it is.
Managers are going to have a lot more on their plate now.
My point is, don't you think it's going to cut down on the arguments?
I would think so.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
would
have
think
that
so too.
1 minute screaming match at first base. You just say, I want to challenge that play. Now, our director, John Moore, brings up a good point. Let's say you challenge something in the 3rd inning and you lose.
Yeah.
And then there's another play that's wrong in the 1st inning, but you don't have a challenge left. Can you still argue it?
Well, we always got to leave you with the question, right?
I guess.
But the thing is, though, as in football, when they have challenges, I mean, the replays are so quick on yes and things like that that you know darn well they're going to be saying challenge or don't challenge it. You know, you kind of stall as a manager.
Right.
Somebody sees it downstairs and kind of relays the, you know, whether you're right or wrong.
Now, Bud Selig was always a little bit lukewarm on this because he thought it would extend the game. One of the knocks against the game is a little slow. But in some ways, it could quicken the game because you won't have the arguments.
Yeah, the arguments could take time, and you're always going to have. I'll tell you what, it's been a tough sun out there in left field.
And the shortstop Ibar makes the play. He was way out there. Shuck really didn't see the ball. 2-away.
Now, are they going to test this in spring training?
They might test it in the Arizona Fall League.
Oh, okay, all right.
And the home run rules they have now, those will be grandfathered in. Now the proposal still has to be voted on by the owners in November. And a 75% vote by the owners would give the approval, and also the Players Association and the umpires would have to agree to any changes to the current system. And from what I've heard, guys, the umpires are kind of on board with it. They're tired of the great replays showing that they're wrong. So go ahead, use instant replay. Take pressure off them.
Well, let me ask you this. Are both feeds, the home and away feed, going to be available to the? I would, because you get different camera angles. Yeah,
they will all be available to. Hey, it works in hockey. Something happens like that in Toronto. They have a central system, and it's worked pretty well. There's a ground ball to short. Romine grounds into the force, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, no errors, one man left. Let's go to the 7th. It's 3-1 Angels.
Now out of the ball game. First inning, hung a breaking ball to Josh Hamilton to put the Angels up 1-0, and then started to settle down. Ended up with 5 strikeouts, just 1 walk, but this is a home run off the bat of Chris Nelson in the 4th. A 10-pitch at bat that gave the Angels their 3rd run, and Phil Hughes leaves. Pretty good outing. 3 runs in 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a walk.
Time for the game summary, brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 3-6-0 leading 1-10-0. The Yankees have had their opportunities. The RBI single by Hamilton. Soriano's driven the Yankees' only run in. Nelson a solo home run. New pitcher for the Yankees is Sean Kelly. And Grant Green pops it up out of play. Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. So Hughes' day is over, and Kelly comes in his 44th game. One more thing about the time of the replay, guys. Sherholt said that under the new system, the expectation is that it will take 1 minute and 15 seconds. The current replay system, where 3 umpires march off the field, takes about 3 minutes. The 1-2. Blew it right by him. Man.
What is it about when you strike out, Kenny? You're making. I mean, if you strike out on a curveball, you got fooled or whatever. But when you have a fastball thrown by you, you kind of go back to the dugout. You just don't feel real good about that.
Yeah, it's sort of like you're in the Old West and you're just a little late on the draw.
Yeah. Because you're usually over there screaming at the pitcher to challenge me, throw a fastball, something like that.
Strike to J.B. Shuck. Boone Logan getting ready.
I have another idea for those challenges, Mike. Well, if you lose a couple challenges, you can't make as many pitching changes. You start losing pitching changes.
Oh, you mean over the course of a season?
Yeah, no, during the game. Lose a couple, the guy's in there. Whether you want to make a change or not.
Popped up. Wells comes in. 2-away. Introducing the all-new 2014 GMC Sierra. Incredible thinking in the form of a truck. Visit GMC.com for details. I mean, I like the expanded replay, but there's one thing that bothers me. You have replay to get it right. So if you challenge a play and you're wrong, and then there's a blatantly incorrect call the next inning, you don't have to challenge anymore. So it's not. Then it becomes almost gamesmanship. It's close play. Should I challenge here? Should I save my?
How long do I hold on to it?
Absolutely. There's a ground ball to second. Kelly covers, and Calhoun is out. So Kelly works a quick, easy 1-2-3 inning. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Angels 3, Yankees 1, but we'll stay right where we are to honor America here in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps. And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate. And welcome two honored guests of the New York Yankees. United States Marine Corps Captain 03 Rob Caldwell, who served in Operation Iraqi Freedom, and United States Air Force Staff Sergeant Mike Durasmo, who also served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. Now, please join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
To the ocean.
series begins tomorrow at Fenway Park. Tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios, making life more entertaining with America's fastest, most reliable internet that's powerful. Andy Pettit against Felix Dubron. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. on the Yes Network. Game time is at 7 p.m. on My 9. All right, so the Yankees running out of time. They're down 3-1. C.J. Wilson has battled on the Cadillac scoreboard. 3-6-0, leading 1-10-0. The Yankees have had their opportunities, haven't been able to push but one across. And now it's the top of the order for the Yankees. Gardner, Soriano, and Cano.
Well, if the Yankees, what you want is to get in that bullpen. And they've got double barrels working out there right now. Their bullpen has struggled. You saw in the first couple games they came in and get, whoa. I couldn't finish the sentence there. I saw that ball going to his head.
You know, you got Wilson up at 109 pitches now.
Think about a ball being up in your head, but when you're starting to square around for a bunt, you get a better look at it.
Wilson has thrown as many as 123 this year. He did that against Oakland, at Oakland. Picked up the win.
Jepson and Boshears warming.
I saw Jepson in this series, hard thrower.
Saw Boshears yesterday. So Gardner scored the Yankees' only run, a triple, and then came home on a Soriano single. Second and the third sapped him of a lot of those pitches right there. 61 pitches in those 2 innings. More than half of the 112 he's thrown. The 1-2. And that tipped into the glove of Conger, and Gardner saying that hit the dirt.
We might have to challenge it. The ball might have hit the dirt.
He asked the third base umpire, and the third base umpire overruled the home plate umpire. Here comes Mike Scioscia.
Now he's going to challenge.
Kenny Canavia wide out.
Oh boy, you're quick on the draw today.
I put the K down. Boy, Mike Scioscia might explode. He's had a lot of calls go against him in this series. So Larry Vanover is the one who made the call. That's why Scioscia's arguing with him. Looked like it hit the dirt.
Conger tried to sell it, didn't he?
I don't know. We need a larger replay truck. Let's go. I can't see that little bitty thing.
This is what you're trying to avoid. Well, he's had his say. Gardner's still up there.
All right.
Yep, it was in the dirt. Foul tipped. Catcher has to catch it cleanly in the air. Conger trying to sell it.
Fly ball left field. Now I've got an idea. In the NBA, they have the flopping rule.
I hate those guys who flop. Go ahead. They should have a rule. Go ahead.
if you're Conger and you try to pull off a call there, or if you act like you got hit with a pitch and you didn't, you get thrown out of the game.
You're gone.
You're gone.
You're on the bus.
And then this way it doesn't make it as difficult for the umpires to make the call.
But you know what? Believe it or not, that is so close. I mean, immediately the catcher really, it's a reaction thing. You kind of just show that you caught the ball. It's not.
Let's listen.
Don't you hate that when they stare you in the face? You're out. No, you're out,
You're
pal.
wrong.
Yeah, like you're out. Check the third baseman. I'm not out yet, all right?
Went to a higher court.
So Wilson is really taking his time on Soriano today. Really mixed up the pitches. He's thrown some fastballs, but he's really set him up with some other stuff.
All right, sorry, you should get a fastball here. The Angels have a 2-run lead, not a 1-run lead. So he's got Cano coming up next. He doesn't want to walk you.
That's why you throw the breaking ball back door, right?
He's got some confidence. He would have got me too. Now we're full. But like Soriano, I wouldn't have swung at it either. Wow, that was a ball.
Why swing it? It's off the plate, right?
Ground ball and off the glove of a diving Ibar. Another base hit for Soriano. The only time they retired him today, it took a really outstanding play by Chris Nelson at third base.
There's Ibar, has plenty of range, former Gold Glover.
When he comes up with that ball, he's got no chance of throwing Soriano out anyway, but good effort. Try to knock it down. Last 3 games, Soriano's been playing in the softball league. 692 with 14. You know, that you do get a lot of hits, but 4 home runs and 14 RBIs.
Those kind of numbers you expect that there should be a keg by first base.
Yeah.
Here's Cano. Each of the Yankee rallies, the last 5 innings have started with 1 out. So it's not the leadoff guy getting on, it's the second guy in the inning.
Cano with that hit last time up, hitting it even 300.
I read the paper today that, I mean, he was saying how much different it is hitting since Alex has been back in the lineup. He feels like he's getting better pitches, and obviously it's shown up. His ability to throw up some multi-hit games lately.
Socia is hanging with Wilson for a while, and it's got to be because his bullpen's just not very good.
This is tied a season high in the pitches with 123. And they've lost the first 3 games in this series. He's been his best pitcher just about all season long with the 12 wins. It's a long ride back to California.
Fly ball center field. Trout makes the play. So does Socia keep in Wilson to face A-Rod?
Doesn't look like it.
Now he's going to bring in Jepson to face A-Rod, who will come up as the tying run. 124 pitches for C.J. Wilson. He can win the game. He certainly cannot lose the game. He doesn't want to give the ball up. And he finally departs. Come on back. Alex comes up as a tying run. Yankees 4-2 against the Angels this season. They have not lost a season series to the Angels since 2008. So Yankees trying to go 5-2. They lost 2 out of 3 in Anaheim. Trying to bounce back here. And they bring in Kevin Jepsen. And those are the numbers on Jepsen.
Alex Rodriguez has never had a hit against Jepsen in 7 chances, 0 for 7.
Jepsen was in the mid to upper 90s the other night. Let's see what he's featuring today, Kenny. Curveball.
Another breaking ball. This one a strike.
Yeah, Jepsen came in last night's game. 2 innings, 2 runs, a couple of hits. He also struck out a couple.
David Robertson up for the Yanks. Popped up. Trumbo runs out of room, about 4 rows back.
It's kind of the same pattern that C.J. Wilson used with A-Rod. It was soft stuff early and then try to get him out with hard stuff late. Jepsen's done the same thing with a couple breaking balls early, and now he's going to the fastball.
Michael said, the Yankees had their chances. They've left men on base every inning but the first inning.
Nice block there by Conger. We're in the bottom of the 7th as the Angels lead the Yankees 3-1. Yankees trying to win their 5th game in a row. A-Rod playing today certainly is a testament to his health. Day game after night game. And Joe had him in the lineup today. And Joe said, the way I look at it, A-Rod and Curtis Granderson are probably fresher than most of the players, because they haven't played a lot. Two-two. Fly ball, center field. And Trout makes the play for the final out of the 7th. No runs are hit, no errors, 1 man left. C.J. Wilson likes it. We'll go to the 8th. This is brought to you in part by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Mike Trout takes a strike. Sean Kelly in his second inning of work in relief of Phil Hughes. Hughes went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. It's with great sadness that we pass along this information that longtime Yankee traveling secretary, former Yankee traveling secretary, Bill Killer Kane passed away today. And he was the traveling secretary through a lot of the 70s and 80s, the World Championships in 77 and 78. Just a really colorful character, a great guy to be around. And he passed away today at the age of 75. So our condolences go out to Bill Kane's family.
When did you start with the paper, writing with the Yankees?
My first year writing was 87 full time.
And did you travel with the team at that point?
Yep.
So you've seen some different generations of baseball. Been around them, huh?
Absolutely.
Those were the 87. Those started to be the lean years, right?
Well, they actually could hit. They just couldn't pitch. They had a pretty good offense. Trout with a fly ball to shallow center. Late jump for Gardner. Going for 2 is Trout, and he gets it. Cano couldn't get there. Gardner took a step back, then tried to make up real estate, couldn't get there, so Trout leads off with a double.
Yeah, he had a big swing, and you can see the false step by Gardner and trying to recover, and it was up to Cano, just too far for him. And how does Trout get the double? There he goes. And he's really going now. And he's got himself a 2-base hit.
Well, that's going to do it for Kelly. With the lefty Hamilton coming up, the Yankees will bring in Boone Logan. By the experience of Buick Lease. It's a new lease on luxury. By Centerlight Healthcare. Centerlight, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2013 CRV. Been a beautiful day here in the Bronx, but not for the Yankees offensively. They haven't been able to get much done. They're down 3-1. They're trying to hold it right here, so they go to Boone Logan, who's put together a very, very nice season. And he will try to get Josh Hamilton. Yankees do have another lefty in the bullpen today. called up David Huff, who's been starting at AAA. They put Dylan Betances back to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And David Phelps was put on the 60-day DL to make room for Huff on the 40-man. And there's a strike to Hamilton. And by putting Phelps on the 60, that doesn't mean that he's out for the remainder of the season. Joe Girardi explained last pitch on the 3rd of July, so he wouldn't be ready by September 3rd anyway, but they think he could pitch in September. 0-2.
Boone Logan in the driver's seat right here, and I think he should throw the same pitch he threw the last one.
I mean, you could throw 4 of them. Chances are he's going to swing a 1 of them.
It's a kind of a wild swing and a miss.
A swing and a miss.
It was all set up by the first one that he threw for a strike, and it was a good one right out of the bullpen. And then you just start throwing balls, and as a hitter, you have to make your decision too quick, and you can see he's coming off the ball out in front a little bit, and it just makes everything happen too quick.
Here's Ibar, runner at second, 1 out. 3-1, Angels lead.
The job is continuing to throw out in the Yankee bullpen. If you've got Spector, Trumbo on deck.
Ibar switch hitters.
Yeah.
Don't do you much good to bring him in now.
Tuesday, Boone Logan's 29th birthday. There's Java.
Ibar's a better hitter left-handed too. He is not bad from the right side, 262, but left-handed he's up near 300.
One and two. Popped up. Long run for A-Rod, and he makes the play near the stands. 2 away.
There's the advantage that the home players usually have on the visitors. They know how many steps it's going to take approximately to get to that wall. He took a step. Have one more, maybe 2. Hauls it in. And there's the full arm fake the second to get Trout to retreat to the bag. It's a nice running catch.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Well, they're going to leave Logan in. I believe they're going to walk Trumbo and bring up Conger, who is a switch hitter, but he's a much better hitter left-handed.
And there's ball 4.
Conger's just had 18 at-bats. Right-handed only has 2 hits. Both of them are singles.
The Yankee offense has been sluggish today, so big spot in this game to keep it at 3-1. Fastball misses outside to Conger. And the 1-0. There's the strike.
See Boone Logan, one of those new generation lefties out of the bullpen. You know, he can get lefties out, he can get righties out. Right-handers only hitting 231 off him. In the old days, you know, lefties, you couldn't leave into righties. They were, you know, trick pitchers. Boone Logan could throw the ball by you. Had good enough stuff to get righties out also.
And he could also back like a slider, just like that one.
Good one there.
Yeah, it was. Watch Conger just straight over the top. Now, he did miss the target, but Conger's going to help him out. Should double up on that pitch.
Yeah. About missing the target. He missed the target down and in the dirt instead of missing the target out over the plate.
Runner goes to third, and that ball is blocked by Romine. So a stolen base for Trout and Trumbo.
$27 for Trout, 4 for Trumbo, who was along for the ride.
Make sure when you're on the back end of that steal, and that guy, a lot of times they'll throw behind you, you know, and go after you.
Conger swung so hard his helmet came off.
Can't emphasize enough how big an out this is. I mean, the Yankees right now down 2 seems like a lot the way their offense is today, but you cannot afford to give up these runs.
Two. Missed outside.
You had a couple days off, a couple big explosions offensively. Today you had to really work on your pitchers, huh?
So Romine must go out and have a talk with Boone Logan. Trout off third, Trumbo off second. Grounded, foul, just missed the bag. We'll do it again. Wells, Granderson, and Nunez in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Yankees. Missed outside to load the bases. Here's Chris Nelson. Has a home run in the 4th inning, 1 for 3. Also a very nice play in the field. Former Yankee. Former first-round draft pick of the Rockies.
Filled up a column today. You see home run, and then you looked at his stats, and it had 1.
Strike, breaking ball. That one's driven deep to left field. There it goes, a crusher. A grand slam for Nelson, and that breaks this one open. Angels 7 and the Yankees 1.
People might be saying that Joe Girardi had Jabba Chamberlain out in the bullpen, and what does that say? He decided to stay with the left-hander Boone Logan. To face Nelson. Nelson makes him pay. Slider, middle of the plate. Didn't miss it. Hit this one better than the previous home run he hit today. And that is going to set a lot of people, or send them towards the exits.
Well, Girardi now signals for Jabba as Logan departs. So Boone Logan, who's had such a good year, has a bad inning and gives up a grand slam to Chris Nelson, his first grand slam ever. And he's got reason to smile today. 5 ribbies, 2 home runs.
And a couple of good plays in the field. Played for 3 different teams in the major leagues this year. The Rockies, the Yankees, and the Angels claimed him off waivers from the Yankees. There's a look at the slider that hung in the middle of the plate, and he knows he touched it off pretty well. And everybody can trot on home.
You look at the box score now, 7-1. Looks like a blowout, but the Yankees have had many chances to be in this game today.
Couldn't quite push him across against C.J. Wilson. It was tough when he had to be.
There's a strike to Green. There's a home run on Yesview.
You know, if the pitcher had that Yesview and a little pocket remote, they'd stop that thing right before there and reverse it. Make that ball break or something.
I thought the key to that was the walk to Conger, who was 2 for 18 right-handed. He was careful with him. He had a base open.
Driven out to deep right field, and playing it off the wall is going to be Wells. Green picks up a double.
Again, when it starts raining, it's pouring. Anaheim's really been struggling offensively, and all of a sudden you score a couple runs and everybody relaxes. Ball looks easier to hit.
J.B. Shuck takes a strike.
You know, Kenny, you were talking about Girardi. You know, he had Jabba up, but you know, you put Boone Logan in a situation where he most of the time can get out. You're facing a right-handed hitter that doesn't hit lefties well, and you know, he just didn't get it done. It's just as simple as that.
So maybe it shows you what he feels about Jabba's ability to get somebody out with the bases loaded. You know, maybe
a couple things going on.
He would rather have him come in to start a clean inning. I think any reliever would like to do it that way, but there are times when you have to clean up somebody else's mess, and maybe Joe thought that Jabba wasn't the guy to do it. He thought Boone Logan can get it done. He would have had the right-on-right matchup, but decided that Logan gets all types of hitters out. It didn't happen there. Nelson has driven in 5 of the 7 runs.
I'll tell you one thing: if you know, things don't change here in a 7-1 game, you've got to turn the page quick. I mean, you're flying out of here tonight after the game to face Boston. Could be one of the bigger weekends of the year.
And tomorrow it's Pettit against Dubron. We come on the air at 6 on Yes. 7 o'clock first pitch will be right around 7:10. Will be on My 9.
They missed Lester, right? I think he pitched last night.
Yeah, he did.
Well, here's the weekend matchups: Pettit and Dubron, Kuroda against Lackey on Saturday, Sabathia against Dempster on Sunday.
Andy Pettit looking for a win and a big game in Boston to turn things around. I mean, in his career, he's always been able to string together good streaks, and that's what you need right now from him.
Grounded up the middle and a base hit for Shuck. Green coming home. The throw is late, and that allows Shuck to go to second, and now the Angels lead 8-1.
Well, again, Joe Girardi on the phone. I mean, you realize what you got coming up this weekend. You're trying to keep everybody fresh, but again, Jabba gets that ball out over the plate. Shuck just slaps it up the middle.
Another multi-hit game. As Green scores from second.
There's a strike to Calhoun as the Angels have batted around. Quickly 0-2. Adam Warren getting ready. 5 runs in the top of the 8th inning. Well, that's broken this game open. Angels 8, Yankees 1. Swing and a miss, and Calhoun down on strikes. Well, Chris Nelson, former Yankees, played a big role in this game. In the 4th inning, a solo home run. Here in the 8th inning, with the bases loaded, a grand slam, 2 homers, 5 ribbies. The Yankees and the Red Sox. That all starts tomorrow at 6 with Audi batting practice today, and then the Tri-State 4 pregame. Then after the game on My 9, please turn back to Yes for Yankees extra innings. And Saturday and Sunday, come back again after the nationally broadcast games. Fox on Saturday, ESPN on Sunday for Yankees extra innings, again only on Yes. Hyundai scoreboard: Angels 8, Yankees 1. And the Angels bring in Ernesto Frieri. 26 out of 30 in saves. Strikes out a lot of batters and probably walks too many for a closer. This will be his 50th game. Yankees have a lot of ground to try to make up. They are down by 7. They've still out-hit the Angels, but they haven't been able to get the big hits today. 11 hits for the Yankees, 10 for the Angels. Here's Vernon Wells.
That's not putting things together. You don't see 11 hits and 1 run total very often. A lot of base runners left on base today.
9 through the first 7 innings. Now, one thing about Frieri that might not come into play today, but as Michael said, he's a closer, throws hard, but he's given up quite a few home runs this year. 8 home runs in 48 innings, and that's not good when your closer's giving up a late game homer.
And that is tipped into the glove of Conger, and Wells has had a rough day. 0 for 4. MLB.com at Bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Yankees baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. Granderson wraps one foul. Well, if you want to play the positive angle, well, the Yankees have won 2 straight series. They took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers, and it looks like they'll take 3 out of 4 from the Angels. But when you take the first 3, then you get greedy. And also, when the Yankees are in a situation where they've dug themselves a hole, you got to be able to pick games like this off. And they've had opportunities to take leads in this game. They couldn't get it done. And then the bullpen finally gave it up. So 3 out of 4 is good, but when you win the first 3, you don't feel that good about it when you get on the plane to Boston tonight.
Yeah, they had 2 left on in the second, 2 left on in the third, 2 left on again in the 4th inning. And those were the opportunities that got wasted.
The 0-2. There's a base hit for Granderson.
What you talk about Granderson, and it just seems to, you can see him progressing every at bat where he's just becoming more comfortable. A couple good at bats off Wilson earlier, took a walk, and now you get a right-hander in there, a ball up in the zone, stays through it.
8 hits in this series, 8 for 14. Maybe starting to heat up a bit here, Paul.
Well, Michael, you're talking about the Boston series this weekend, and there's always something good when you're playing a team ahead of you. You know, you win, you know you pick up a game. I mean, when you're playing the Angels and you win, you still got to check the scoreboard to see if you picked up games on anybody. Now, when you're playing guys head-to-head in the American League East, would you say how many in a row now? Next 10 or 12? You
16.
know, or 16. You know you're picking up games when you start beating your own division.
Popped up. Calhoun makes the play. Had to send out happy birthday wishes to one of the big executives at Yes, Woody Fryman.
It's Woody's birthday, huh?
Yep.
Birthday, Woody.
Big night out for Woody, I'm sure, right?
One of the few golfers that actually shoot his age, so he's 80 today.
That's impressive.
That's
you know
news.
that. That's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
Wow. Shoot your age. Congratulations on a good round, Woody.
It's a strike.
And a long life, too. Ichiro stretching.
Granderson goes, but doesn't matter as Overbay takes strike 3 to end the bottom of the 8th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the 9th. It's 8-1 Angels. series Yankeeography with moments of glory. On the next episode, get the inside story of David Cohn's magical 1999 perfect game. It's Chevy presents Yankeeography Moments of Glory next Wednesday at 11, only on Yes. You were part of that moment of glory.
Magical day, no doubt about it.
You know, the two perfect games, David Wells and then David Cohn, the two Davids pitching perfect games. Any fielder would tell you, any infielder would tell you, they like that last out to be either a fly ball or a pop-up. They don't want any ground balls.
Easy play, there's no doubt about it.
Adam Warren, the Yankees' fifth pitcher, comes on to pitch tonight.
And Cohn got a foul ball to Scott Brocious, and David Wells got a fly ball to Paul O'Neill.
You know, we were talking about the other day how those little voices go off in your head when you're hitting. You know, you're in a slump, you're 0 for 20, this and that. Well, the same voice starts going off when you're in a perfect game and you're a fielder. You know, it could be in the lights, could be in the stands, could be a sinking line drive. You know, you just want that easy play.
Yours is relatively easy.
Oh, right off the bat, yeah. No doubt. Does it seem like this guy hits every inning, or they got him in the lineup twice or something? Every time I look at the screen, he's hitting again.
He's been on base 3 times. Had a stolen base.
And Trout down looking.
Well, we're going to go back here. This is it.
Yeah, easy play. Good boomer.
Now I have a trivia question for both of you. Who's the only player to play in 3 perfect games?
Me.
Yeah.
Right? Golly, I can't miss that one, right? I was trying to go through that like, did you set me up for the wrong answer or something?
Tom Browning.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was on a getaway day, Browning?
Probably. You remember Tom Browning, Ken? He was quick. Get the ball, let's go.
No messing around. You couldn't get a story in when he was pitching.
That was a tough broadcast for you.
Now, were you on the Reds when he was sitting on one of the rooftops at Wrigley? Okay.
Yeah.
He got fined for that.
Yeah, I heard about it. Chris Abel, a good friend of mine, was still there. He was telling me about it. He told a lot of people he was going to do it. Nobody believed him.
I think we better explain what he did.
He actually sat on one of the rooftops across the street from Wrigley Field and watched the game from there.
In uniform.
In uniform.
Yes.
And of course, back then, I mean, the cameras caught him, so they showed him up there.
It's television.
It'd be one thing if you took your uniform top off, right?
Right. I mean, if he wanted to disguise it, he could put a hat on and glasses and not be in a Reds uniform. Here's Eric Ibar. So Hamilton is 2 for 5 in this game. Yankees not holding him on. They're trailing 8-1. Fly ball to Soriano for the second out.
I'll tell you one thing, this is going to go, those things change dramatically, 8-1, but you can't get over the series that Soriano put together in this little homestand. Huh?
You know, you want him to take it out on the road. You want Granderson to take it out on the road. You want A-Rod to swing the bat decently to take it out on the road. Cano certainly, who's always hit well at Fenway Park.
Fenway Park is usually a place where you worry more about your pitching trying to shut down the Red Sox because it's a place that's just conducive to runs. I mean, the ball just has a way of finding holes and off the green monsters, so you offensively you score runs. You need to be able to shut them down.
We looked at the Browning perfect game. It was a Friday, so there's no getaway day. And it was a 1-0 game, so he had to get people out. And the run off Tim Belcher was unearned in the 6th inning.
I remember about that night is the game started about 9:15 or something. It was a long rain delay, and we were still home not much longer than we would have been anyway.
So you got to go to Gibson's that night?
No, we were.
Oh, that was in Cincy. That's what I'm sorry.
Time of game 151. That was average. Yeah, for Tom Browning.
It's amazing.
Tom Browning really would have gotten along with Kitty.
Ah, well, Kitty was the pitching coach when he was there.
So he taught him how to pitch that
Tom
fast.
Browning, I mean, we're talking about Tom Browning a lot. A lot of people don't know a lot about it. He was Rookie of the Year, won 20 games, and Jim Cott was the pitching coach then.
They were both left-handers. So they had something in common. Working fast.
Trumbo spoils it and fouls it back off Warren. If the Yankees don't win this game, this is the 10th game that Alex has been active. And in the 10 games, the Yankees are 5-5. Remember the first 3 he played, they lost to the White Sox each game. So since then it's been better.
You look back at series like that, I mean, Chicago not having a good year. You go in there, that was a backbreaker. You get swept by the White Sox.
Just missed. So Trumbo works a walk.
Look back at games and things that are overlooked. We look at Hank Conger, a walk kind of changed this game back in the 8th inning, where it ended up being a grand slam to the next hitter.
Warren deals to Conger outside, 1-0.
There are key hits and there are key walks. Walks fuel innings. And they fuel them in more than one way besides putting a runner on base. The pitcher has to really zone in on the strike zone, the next hitter. Sometimes they throw those beach balls up there and they get hit.
Played so long today. Can you see that the picture there? The shadows are starting to creep over home plate.
Just as long as they don't have to turn the lights on, I think we'll be okay.
Long run for Soriano. He makes the play for the final. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Yankees down by 7. friends Jack Curry and David Cohn, our full house, wrap up today's series finale here in the Bronx. Plus, Meredith Morakovitz has a reaction from the clubhouse. And you'll also get Joe Girardi's Manager's Report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. A lot of the crowd of 44,682 have headed home. And Michael Kahn will try to get the final 3 outs.
That's the job that Kahn has done so far this year.
And Ichiro will see his first action today. Still 6 hits shy of 4,000. So it'll be Ichiro, Gardner, and Soriano here in the bottom of the 9th. Yankees trail 8-1. Pitch outside from Kahn, 1-0.
Kahn did appear in the second game of the series and worked an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, and a walk. That was the Yankees' 14-7 win.
Count 3-1 to Ichiro.
As disappointing as this game is for the Yankees, there's a quick turnaround. Tomorrow night, Fenway Park, regroup. Andy Pettit. It's Dubronk tomorrow. And Dubronk's been throwing the ball pretty well for the Red Sox.
Anaheim flies back to California and plays tomorrow night at home.
Is that what they do?
It's a tough trip.
They never give you the day off when you fly west. They give you the day off when you fly east. Well, the boys on the Angels television side, they said 3:30. And it's going to be about a 3-hour and 30-minute game. Pushing up against that number.
And California's not getting any closer either. Was it about a 5-hour ride going east to west because you're going into the headwinds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can be. Plane's warming up right now. Can you hear it?
Left without him.
Taking a little practice run, warming up.
Popped up. Nelson makes the play for the first out. Here's Gardner, 1 for 4, and he scored the Yankees' only run. He tripled in third and scored on Soriano's single. And that tied the game at 1. But the Angels have scored 7 unanswered. Yes, Mo. Nelson doing it without glasses.
So turned away, but there does come a time. I mean, the sun has been tough out there, but late in the game it gets to an angle where you don't lose the ball. It's still bright, but you just won't lose the ball in the sun.
You start staring up at Paul. Remember staring into the sun, your eyes start to water, even with the sunglasses.
Yeah.
You know, the inning that Gardner tripled that scored the Yankees run, that was their best opportunity of the day because they were able to load the bases with 1 out following that. Then the double play. And that was sort of the turning point in the game as far as, you know, Wilson escaping that inning. Then escaped the next inning. Left 2 men on again. The chances were there.
Yeah, we saw what happens when you start throwing runs up inning after inning. You saw what happened the first couple games. You know, next thing you know, it's 11-2, 11-3. So you got to drive Mike Scioscia wild. You know, you don't walk people in this situation. You know, you go after them. You don't walk people when you're up 8-1.
One trend the Yankees have going every inning since the third, after one man was out, they get the second guy on. And Mike Butcher is going to go out and talk with Khan. Khan getting some of his wrath.
Oh, you know,
it's late. Sorry.
We had that saved up until now.
Loaded.
3 hours and 30 minutes until it took to use that one.
I said to myself, if this game takes 3 hours and 30 minutes, I'll use it.
Throwing the rat on
if he's in there.
Everything just had to line up perfectly.
You know, the pitching coaches, the hitting coaches, they have to know their players and have to talk to each one of them individually.
Gardner goes, and he'll take second on defensive indifference.
Some guys you can be a little bit more forceful with. Other guys, you know, just how were they with you, Paul? A little forceful, or?
There were times I had them both. To tell you the truth, Joe Torre knew how to kick you or to put, you know, to pat you.
He could go either way.
He could go either way.
There's no patching with Earl Weaver.
Yeah, I would imagine.
This could be another RBI for Soriano. Oh, they hold up Gardner.
Oh, he was going to throw. He was going to throw to second.
Yep. When you're down 7, you don't want to make a mistake.
Well, Soriano does get another hit. That's his 4th hit of the afternoon. He's 4 for 5. He's headed north scorching.
I'll tell you one thing. Usually, the Boston scouts would be here to scout for the next series. I tell you what, if he sees a fastball out over the plate, let's make another pitching change.
Wow.
Here we go.
Well, Cano, Scioscia wants him to face a left-hander. 1st and 3rd, Angels need this game. They can't go out of here without a victory, so they make the change. Yankees and the Red Sox. It all starts tomorrow at 6 with outing batting practice today at the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then after the game on My 9, turn back to Yes for Yankees extra innings. And Saturday and Sunday, come back again after the nationally broadcast games for Yankees extra innings only on Yes.
So Bo Shears comes on. He pitched a scoreless inning last night. Did give up a hit. Recently up from Salt Lake City. And a left-hander will come on and face Robbie Cano. He did face Cano last night, and Cano got a base hit against him.
Cano 2 for 4 today. So runners on first and third with one out. Yankees down 8-1.
Now, can you tell me something? That's 8-1. Are we going to match up against Cano and then go back to the bullpen for A-Rod?
Well, there's another pitcher warming up. There's a right-hander out there.
Count 2-0.
Shadow starting to come into play for the hitters now. That's never a good thing if you're a hitter.
Count 2-1. Gardner on third, Soriano on first. Two and two.
Cano's had a much better year this year with runners in scoring position than he did last year. He's 337.
A lot has to do with just the pitches he's swinging at. I mean, he's really kind of stayed in that strike zone with men in scoring position, and when he does that, very hard to get out.
The 2-2. Grounded through for a base hit. Gardner scores. Soriano moves to second. An RBI single for Cano. And the Yankees are still alive.
Now he's up over 340 with runners in scoring position. We're going to have a new pitcher.
Managing right down to the final out. So that's going to do it for the lefty. They'll bring in the righty to face Alex Rodriguez. Can the Yankees come back? Stick around, find out. Lorenz, Jack Curry, and David Cohn. They'll wrap up today's series finale here in the Bronx, and Meredith is waiting here at the stadium. She'll get the reaction from the clubhouse, as well as Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Dane De La Rosa will try to get the final 2 outs.
55th appearance. And he's rolling around pretty well there. 48 strikeouts in 54 innings. And he's going to see A-Rod.
Alex is 2 for 4 today, 2 singles, a ground ball to short, and a fly ball to center.
Until Alex Rodriguez doesn't have a lot of at-bats. He was over 300 earlier in the game. A couple of bats later, back down to 286.
Soriano's at second, Canoa's at first. The Yankees need base runners. They're down by 6. Breaking ball. Alex leaned out of the way of it. Takes it for a strike.
At this point, you're just trying to work your way on base somehow. Move it to the next guy.
Took the outside corner with a fastball, 0-2. The 0-2. And A-Rod swings and misses. And the Yankees are down. They have their final out. Now, the Yankees have 14 hits, and they have 2 runs. Now, how rare is that? The last time they had 14 hits and only scored 2 runs in a 9-inning game, July 23rd, 1954. Wow. They lost to Cleveland at the stadium 8-2. It's pretty difficult to have 14 hits and score just 2 runs. Here's Vernon Wells. He could change that.
Well, they've had at least 1 hit in every inning of the game. At least 1. But they've scored in only 2 of them.
There's one thing that keeps going through my mind. I really don't understand. Is Frieri pitched the 8th inning? He's the closer. I mean, don't you throw these guys and put your closer in the 9th? Can somebody fill me in on that one? Are they just trying to see other guys in that situation? I don't know.
Maybe Mike, well, it wasn't a safe situation.
I know.
He just maybe wanted to put him in, get him some work. Because if it ever got to a safe situation, then he has to bring him in. I mean, it might have been out of hand by then. You know what I mean? He needed work. He's one of the few pitchers that appeared in this series.
One. That one is driven out into right center field. Long run for Trout. He dives and he can't make the play. That will score 2 more runs. So we can put that stat to bed. And the Yankees have cut it to 8-4. Quite an effort by Trout.
Yeah, he went a long way for this ball. Vernon Wells, you see Trout had him laid to pull. Wells is hitting the ball to right field much more this series than he has.
His home run went to right field. Even with Trout's speed, he couldn't run this one down.
Here's Granderson. 1-1.
He's got a good curveball. He threw a couple of Alex Rodriguez, and now drops a nice one in there on Granderson.
You know, it's like that up and down curveball is kind of becoming back into fashion. And it kind of got out of the game for a while. I don't understand it. It's very hard for a hitter to make that big of an adjustment. Everybody went to the sliders and the cutters.
Conger wants to go out and talk with De La Rosa.
But Dennis Martinez had a good up and down curve. Mike Mussina had that knuckle curve. Most of your good pitchers went to the fastball, slider, and changeup.
Three and one. Has not been a fun season for that man. And he walked him. If somehow Nunez gets on, that brings the tying run to the plate.
Nunez has got to realize that and to stay short and realize he just needs to get on base. Yeah. I mean, a home run right now still does not tie the game. They can throw strikes, but do anything you can.
Well, Nelson is back at third.
Want to know? Now, you're right about one thing, Paul. Using your closer in the 8th inning. Who do you go to now to close this game if Overbay comes up as a tying run? Butcher comes out and talks with De La Rosa.
I mean, my point, Kenny, to you was
I don't think he thought it was going to get to this point.
Yeah, but you're going to play the 9th inning anyway.
Yeah.
It just, I don't understand that unless you're Con is a guy that you're thinking about using as a closer down the road or something. I don't know.
I think Nunez has the take side. He has at least take one. Yep, there it is. They're trying to get him on base.
We talked about bunting. You see how much Nelson has come in. He's all the way on the infield grass now. He was way back in here. Now he's moved up.
With the shadow right now, there is a flapping flag shadow right in the face of the pitcher when he stands on the rubber. Is that a distraction to anybody?
He should be concentrating on the glove and the sign. Same for the hitter. Should be concentrating on the release point of the pitcher.
2-1. Grounded to first. The race to first is won by Trumbo, and the Angels hold on to beat the Yankees 8-4. So the Yankees take 3 out of 4, make it a spirited try here in the bottom of the 9th inning, but they could not complete the effort. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy Player of the Game. Angels win 8-4. Yankees head to Boston. They've won 2 series in a row.